Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Streamers Unmasked. That's right, Streamers Unmasked, the podcast where we get to find out about the lives, loves, and maybe even libations of the streamers that we fill our lives with. Why did I want to do Streamers Unmasked? Because streaming and content creation in general is very, very hard. Whether you started creating content to hang out with your friends, to show off your gaming skills to the world, to become rich and famous, or just to have a damn good time, no matter your motivations for streaming, it is not an easy job. And there's literally millions of other people that you are competed with on a daily basis that are also streaming that you're trying to, I guess, technically compete against, you know what I mean? You're putting yourself out there in hopes to connect with others, and there's a chance that you will literally have nobody show up every time. There's 1,000 different variables that go into a stream. So many things that could go right or wrong. Some might call it luck. I don't know. But streamers are real, everyday real. They're real. Streamers are real people, by the way. Streamers are everyday people with real lives, real feelings, real hopes, and real expectations. So, the name of the podcast actually comes from a poem by Paul Laurence Dunbar called We Wear the Mask. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile. And mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but oh great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh the clay is vile beneath our feet and along the mile. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask. So, the reason this poem is important is because every day in our lives we go out and we put on our mask. We go to school, we say we're doing all right, we don't tell our true selves. And streamers wear bigger and fancier masks than everybody else. We come on, we're trying to entertain everybody who comes on to the streams. And that's what we're focused on. We're not focusing on our daily problems or shit like that. Also, so it's kind of like fuck you, Spacely. That's what it's like. Oh my god. Oh man. I was like, damn, I fucked that up and then it switched those and lost my train of thought. Anyway, the format for the podcast is IRL questions, then gaming questions, followed by streaming questions. Towards the end of the streaming questions, we will be answering all the audience questions. But without further ado, I would like to welcome to Streamers Unmasked the one, the only, Paramixzeph. Oh.
Hello. It was really hard not to laugh at all of that.
All of that? Rude.
How is the quality with everything?
The quality of the camera was shaky for a second when you did your jazz hands. But now that you are sitting still, it is not an issue.
Okay.
This might be my fault, because when you asked about resolution, I was like, I don't fucking know what you're talking about.
I can see if I can change it possibly. Advanced video. No.
You guys heard it here first. Zeph's camera is too powerful for... Sorry. Zeph's camera is too powerful for a Zeph shot stream. Not the other way around.
I cannot change it at the moment. I mean, I could make the link again.
No, you're good. It's fine. It's settled out. Could have also just been the internet. But welcome to the Streamers Unmasked podcast. Are you excited to be here?
Very excited to be here. Honored to be here. Don't know what I've done to be here, but we're here.
I actually specifically remember what you did. I was doing a podcast and you were in chat throwing down some real talk. And I was like, oh shit, we need this on the podcast. That's exactly
I remember that.
You said you don't or do?
Oh, I do remember that. I remember that because I was like, ooh, I don't agree with some of these things. But maybe I should shut up. Because sometimes it is a little controversial.
Sometimes it is. But you know what? Yeah. I think that sometimes the conversation should be had one way or another. Especially in a situation where it's like, we're talking about streaming, we're not talking about Well, hopefully it's not like. Listen, if streaming is like your trigger, you should tell me now. Because if like that's the thing that's
No,
gonna have you like causing like a streaming holy war, like I should
no,
relax. Okay,
no.
good.
We're good. We're good.
How about we start off with just getting to know you a little bit. How old are
Yes,
you? Where are you from? What do you do for a living?
sure.
Any of that sort of information you would like to share with us, Seth?
hmm Yeah. I'm Zeph. Zephra is my first real name. I'm 27. I live in New York, born and raised. Live in NYC in Queens. Um, yeah, that's the the fun details.
It's a fun detail. What do you do
Fun.
for a living currently?
I am currently unemployed.
I heard
At the
full-time content creator. You guys heard it here
Yep.
first. Zeph is actually currently a content creator. That's where she makes her money.
Yes, that is exactly how I make all of my money these days.
All of the money, them big
All
old
the
streamer
money.
bucks. I mean,
All the bits, all the subs, they really go a long way.
really good. People really do. I know there are definitely people who think like the moment you get affiliated or have 5, 10, 15 views that you're just fucking like, your palm is itchy, you're getting that money. But
Yeah,
sadly, that is not the case.
unfortunately. But I've just been chilling. I haven't been working since like January, like mid-January, right before my birthday. So that was a fun surprise.
What happened that you're
Um,
not working?
I was just lay off at a company. Uh, so yeah, things happen. It all happened for a reason because I wouldn't have had as much time to like really dedicate my everything to Twitch and um all these relationships that I have better formed because of it. So yeah, mostly I am just having a very bad sleep schedule during the day, staying up all night, streaming during the week. But yeah, I've just been chilling. That's what we do for life these days.
Chill for life.
Yeah.
Always got your attention. So was it a COVID related layoff then?
Not particularly. I don't think I want to get into it.
Okay, no, you're good. You're good. I just asked. You should
Um,
have just said yes. Yeah, it was COVID related.
no, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. And I have the sentiment that Spacely might have.
All my
So
homies
yeah.
hate that company. Yeah, I
Well,
completely agree with Spacely. By the way, I hate this unnamed company that laid you off.
mm. But no, everything really does happen for a reason. It was hard for the first like couple weeks, but yeah.
So speaking of COVID, then,
Mm.
how has COVID impacted your life?
Honestly, as terrible as 2020 was, and as terrible as obviously I don't want anyone to suffer. But I've kind of been living my best life. This is like a hermit's dream come true. I'm very much an introvert. I was already living the pandemic life before pandemic hit, to be honest. Very little human contact if possible. Um, so I don't know. I've just been really enjoying remote life and staying away from people, but like, engaging with my friends as much as I can. It's like it's been really good for like my social anxiety, I feel like. Um, so yeah, like I'm probably like one of the few people that are like a little bit anxious for things to like really get back to normal. Because I know I'm gonna start getting invited places again, and that means I'm gonna be spending money again. I don't want to spend money.
Nope, don't want to spend that money.
Um, So I'm just like, I'm good chilling at home. I got my games. I've like had this like whole setup that I've been working on for like the past few months since like September or something. So yeah, I feel terrible for everyone who has suffered. But yeah,
I,
good
I've
stuff.
I've had a much similar situation actually. So like I didn't lose my job at work the whole time. I don't know anybody personally who's actually died, even been sick from COVID. And then on
Mm.
top of that, like if my kids weren't home all the time, I would have been like really happy with not having to go because I don't ever want to do things with people. Like somebody's like, "You want to do this?" I'm just like, "You know, it sounds better." Literally not doing that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm definitely the same way for sure.
but
I would give anyone for an excuse.
I'm sorry, my dog ate my sandal. You don't have a dog, and you never wear sandals. Listen, it's because the dog keeps eating them, and he's always
Mm.
at the vet.
Yeah.
What is your educational background?
Educational background. I've definitely had a very music-filled educational background. I went to NYU, Clive Davis Institute for Recorded Music. So have a degree in recorded music, my bachelor's. I also went like to a musical high school, that Fame movie. So that's like high school that they are referencing in that movie. And yeah, I've just studied music in any way that I can. Music business, production, engineering, songwriting. Did classical vocal training for 4 years. So that's mostly what I know. Yeah.
How about your family? What is your family unit like?
Family unit. I'm not like super close with my family. I grew up with my grandparents. I mean, I like my parents are in my life. And my mom is currently in the Bahamas actually right now. I don't know if that's safe, but whatever. That's another conversation. Um, but yeah, I mean, they're cool. I mean, I'm not like super close to them. My friends are more my family, I would say. With the exception of like a couple family members. But yeah, and I think that's totally fine. Like, I feel like sometimes people are ashamed of that, and whatever the case may be. But I think it's totally fine for that to be the case.
Well, at least you don't have a negative outlook on it. I know a lot of people like put pressure on themselves, whether it's that situation or another, to like
Mhm.
seek normalcy
Yeah.
for no reason, even if it's not necessary. Like you're perfectly fine how you are. Like why be the
Yeah,
Debbie
I know,
Downer, if
and
you will?
right, and I think that's definitely a valid like feeling and reaction, but I feel like I've just been through so many years of therapy to feel that way. Like I don't I don't really feel that way at the moment. So yeah.
Do you have any hobbies outside of Twitch?
Hobbies outside of Twitch, probably music. That would probably be the main thing. For me, well, this was a hobby at first. Because music was my main passion and thing that I was doing. But this has turned more into my passion, and music has become my hobby at the moment. I wish I was doing a little bit more music, but the days just seem to escape me. Um, but yeah, I would say music, songwriting, spending money for sure. I know how to spend money.
It's a good hobby.
It's a really good hobby, a very dangerous hobby. But it funds all of my uh, collecting video games. So yeah.
So obviously you have a heavy appreciation for music, so I'm not gonna ask you if you like music, but do you like music?
Music.
Music.
Music. I'm not sure if I know what you're referring to, but I love music.
I don't know why I think that's so funny.
You cut out a little
Music
bit
is
on
is
that
when
one.
cows sing.
Oh,
Yeah,
music.
music.
Music. Yes, gotcha. I love music and I love music.
What
All
is your
kinds,
favorite?
really.
What is your favorite or genres of music?
I would say, I mean, I definitely keep up with a lot of the pop, like top 40s type music, like probably kind of my favorite music and always has been. But I really love like 90s, early 2000s pop R&B. There is nothing better in my opinion. Those melodies, those chords, those vocals, they just hit differently. Uh, so yeah, those are my favorites. But like studying music, I've like had to like study classical, like I said. So I had to learn all the arias and all the fun stuff. So I definitely can appreciate every single genre.
What's your least favorite genre? Even though you appreciate them all.
Least favorite genre, probably probably a controversial one, but probably jazz, to be honest. Like I love R&B, I love gospel, I love, it's just, I don't know, something about jazz. Sometimes it can get weird too quickly. And I love weird, but sometimes it's just too weird.
I'm only offended
Yeah.
a little bit because you were doing jazz hands earlier, and now you're telling me you don't like jazz, and it's just like I don't know how to feel about this. The dissonance is, it's a little bit heavy. You know what I'm saying?
I am an enigma. I am an enigma. But like, you made me pick one, so I was gonna pick
I know.
one.
I know.
So,
What is your favorite band?
favorite band? Band. Probably. I don't know. I'm more of an like a solo artist type of person. But I do appreciate the Eagles a lot.
Man, you
Hotel
took that super
California.
literally. I see. This is why you're the music person. I said band. I just meant like anything, right? And you're just like band, like that means
Gotcha.
multiple
Yeah.
people. Zoe. Okay. Well, I really like single artists, but Zoe.
Yeah, okay. Well then if we're talking about solo artists, I mean, man, the list is long. Um, and definitely a controversial answer because people have different opinions on them. But I am a very, very big fan of Demi Lovato. Have been for over a decade now. Um, yeah, I really love me some Demi, and hopefully no one comes for them.
Nobody. What are your thoughts on "Irresistible" with Fall Out Boy?
I love that song. I think Demi really shines in the pop rock genre. That is when I fell in love with them. Um, yeah, they just have like something really great about their voice and the range. I love the high notes. It is just the voice ages like fine wine. And I would do anything to work with Demi someday in any way, shape, or form. Even if it was their personal assistant, I don't care. I would drop everything in my life. I don't care, streaming included, to work with Demi.
I mean, honestly, if I'm gonna get paid to work with somebody like that, I probably. I mean, okay,
Yeah,
no,
I
I
mean,
wouldn't
true,
drop
true.
everything. I'd be willing to do so. I could not drop everything. You know what I mean? But
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, following your passion with somebody that you enjoy sounds like fun.
Right.
What is your
Yeah.
favorite instrument?
Favorite instrument to play is probably the piano. Favorite instrument to listen to is probably the guitar. I'm just taking this like one step further, probably too deep.
No,
Probably
no,
too
you're
deep.
fine. This
You're
is why
asking me music questions,
I went
so
into the music. I went into music quicker than I would have. I mean, I went into
yeah.
music first. Let's be honest. Then we went over to
Music.
music because
Music.
you said that you're majored in music and you did so much music stuff. So
Yeah.
sorry, I'm sucking right now.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Do you enjoy reading stuff?
Do I enjoy reading? Not gonna lie, no. I really don't. I used to. I really was a bookworm. Like to the point where in school I would earn awards for how much I read. Like I like got a bike for how much books I read. Um, in elementary school and middle school, like I was really, really a bookworm. I really loved Harry Potter. But I definitely fell off like high school and on. It's just I don't have the time anymore.
I think books also
I
fell
need
off, changing my mind.
yeah, I mean definitely books fell off as well. That's definitely valid. Unless it's like a self-help book or something, I'm not really gonna pick it up.
Very fair.
Yeah.
How do you consume your TV entertainment? Netflix, cable? How do you handle that?
I don't have cable. I probably am one of the I was gonna say one of the few, but I feel like probably a lot of people are like this. I probably subscribe to almost every subscription service, Netflix, Hulu. I have YouTube Premium. I have all the things. But yeah, I'm not a big cable person, but I think the most time I spend is probably on YouTube, to be honest. YouTube. Um, I consume a lot of content on YouTube. I've been on YouTube since like it started. Um, yeah, and then of course Twitch. But yeah, not really into binging shows as much as I used to or any of that.
Have you ever watched Streamers Unmasked on YouTube? If did you like and
I
subscribe to the videos?
I have. I have. I specifically was catching up with the one where Rebecca did when I had watched it.
Also, plug,
Yeah.
plug, plug. I thought that was a funny way to say like and subscribe in the video because I don't ever like remember. So I thought that was a good place to just be like, hey, you should like and subscribe to Streamers Unmasked podcast videos.
Should
Professional.
definitely subscribe and like and comment and turn on those bell notifications.
That's the one that's funny to me when they always say the bell. They're always like, hit that bell, ding, and I'm just like,
Hmm.
I mean, people are gonna see your videos whether they hit the bell or not, unless they're watching like a ton of like I don't subscribe to people, and I actually get a whole bunch of
Hmm.
their shit in the feed, and I probably won't ever subscribe to them because there'll be a day where I'm like, all the shit talking I said when I started watching them to begin with,
Yeah.
I'll agree with again.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? The YouTube algorithm is really like messed up. I mean, all the algorithms are messed up, so I definitely see the importance of having that bell.
I think that as far as YouTube goes, as far as I understand, it's like there's like a like plus there's like actually a dislike is equivalent to a like, by the way, because it's like a impression that someone took the time out to make,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, it's
then
still engagement. Hmm.
hours watched and or percentage of the video watch is very
Hmm.
important,
Yep, for sure.
which is why I don't do YouTube well.
I mean, I definitely have a little bit of an advantage there. I'm not active on YouTube anymore, but I was part of the before things were like this on YouTube, so that like I have my own channel URL and like I already bypassed all those steps that now new people have to do. Um, so I'm definitely lucky in that regard, and that's why I'm never gonna like get rid of that YouTube channel. I've already like changed the username and all that stuff. So yeah, it's definitely difficult. Anything, all these apps are just so complicated.
If you were locked in prison for crimes we will not mention, what would your last meal be?
Um,
What's your favorite food?
um, Mexican food is my favorite. I was just wondering, okay, do I want like authentic Mexican food or do I want the really dirty, your ass is gonna explode type
Like how you called
Mexican
it dirty.
food?
You didn't call it like greasy or like bad for you. You just called it dirty.
No, I call it dirty Mexican because I mean I love dirty Mexican food. Taco Bell. Yeah, I was thinking that probably one of my last meals would probably be some cheesy gorditas. Yeah.
And do you cook at all?
Not really. Another one of my non-passions, just like reading. Like who has time for it? I should cook more. I really should cook more. Um, but it is a struggle. It is a struggle for quite a few reasons. But if I do cook, it's usually like an omelet, which I'm pretty good at making those. So yeah.
Just can't sometimes. Oh,
These comments are killing me.
no. Sorry. I can't.
Oh my
That's just a
goodness.
dirty Mexican thing. I'm a dirty Mexican, Rebecca. Oh my god. Sorry.
Ah,
Oh no.
that's so good.
Oh. Do you have a good walkout story, whether it was work, school, book club?
Huh. Not book club. Not real. I don't think I really do. I'm kind of confrontation kind of it scares me. So I'm not the type to just like blow up, walk out, do any of that. I'm the person who will overthink how I'm going to escape a situation for like 12 months before I make a move. So I don't think I have any of those. I have a few firing stories, but like nothing. It was never my fault. Um, so I don't know. Yeah. Sorry to disappoint.
Oh, you're fine. Oh my god, I'm just. My brain's not with it today. Oh, fucking dirty. Okay, wait, I'm stop. Oh man, I can't even. Do you have any? Tell us a story. Tell us a story that is either proud or embarrassing. There you go. We'll go with that one.
A story that is proud or embarrassing. Um, well, the first thing that comes to mind is probably, I mean, I'm proud of it. Maybe it's not like that cool. But this room that you are seeing me in, I've lived in this apartment since September, but I wasn't always in this room. I was in a different room, like across the wall from me. Um, but the guy before me who lived here, it was gray in here. Like it was gray in here. The bathroom was like a navy blue. Loved him to death. He was a gamer as well, but like it needed Jesus. There was so much water damage on the ceiling. Um, and we weren't able to get anyone to fix it like in time for the new roommate to come in and move and all that stuff. So, I'm pretty proud of it, but I basically fixed an entire ceiling by myself, with water damage. I learned how to sand, how to use joint compound, how to prime a ceiling, how to do all the stuff to fix the ceiling, and now the ceiling is not falling apart, and we are living here. So I was pretty proud of that. Because usually I'm the type of person to be like, call up a friend and be like, hey, can you help me with this? Even if it's like super simple.
I
But
think
this was like actually like
that was a really
really,
good one. Because like
yeah.
all I can think of was when I fixed the sink in the kitchen. I had to replace the faucet, and I
Mm,
was like, the moment it finally stopped leaking, because of course I messed it up multiple times. The moment I got it right, though, I was just like, yeah.
yeah.
I went into work and I told people, I was like, guess who fixed the sink, motherfucker?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something like, because you think that, because people do this for a living, things like that. Fixing ceilings, fixing sinks, replacing things. And I was like, wait, I did it myself. Wow. Yeah.
So, moving on to the lovely, lovely gaming section of our questions. Zeph. Do you
Hmm.
like video games?
Obviously. Yeah, I mean, everything around me is like video games, so it would be kind of crazy if I did not. That would be pretty expensive investment if I didn't like them.
I mean, I guess that's true. You said you had a video. Okay, here's a unique thing then, because you said that you collect video games. Would you like to talk for a second about your video game collection then? Also, you
Sure.
didn't list that in hobbies, which is offensive.
Right. That
You
is
only
true.
talked
That
about
is true.
music, and you're
I mean, I
clearly
did talk
collecting
about
video
spending
games.
money.
Oh
I did
yeah,
talk about spending money.
yeah, okay.
So yeah, that would be part of the spending money habit. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's not like a crazy big collection, I would say. I mean, it's right behind me, on your right if you're watching the stream. Yeah, I mean, I love retro video games. And I don't know, I love having a physical copy of a video game. There's nothing like the older ones, not particularly like the new ones. Like I'm fine if it's digital. I prefer physical, but you get a little manual, you get story, you get art, there's just so much that went into these video games. It's like truly art to me. Um and I think I honestly like I have way more fun playing them than like most of the modern stuff that comes out, which is kind of why I've just transitioned into being like a retro streamer at this point. Um, but yeah, my favorite console is probably the GameCube, PlayStation 1, Dreamcast. So yeah, I focus on like getting games for those, I would say.
You
But I have
just
a
made
whole
me
bunch of
realize
stuff.
how like shitty it is that newer video games don't come with any sort of a manual. Because it's not even just the manual that you're missing out on. You're missing out on all
Mhm.
the other shit that went into it.
Yeah, there's really, as much as I love getting the physical copies of games these days, there's really nothing special about them. That's why like if there is a game that I'm really excited about, I try and get like a special edition or collector's edition. So like the new Metroid that's coming out, like I got the special edition that's coming out. Like granted it's like, I don't know, $50 more or something, but at least I'm getting some art. At least I'm getting, manuals and things like that.
And spending
So
money is one of your hobbies, so.
and it is one of my hobbies.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, would you consider yourself a nerd?
Uh, I I yes and no. Yes, because obviously everything I love is very nerdy, quote unquote. Even like geeking out about music and things like that. But at the same time, I feel like this is definitely like some imposter syndrome that is like taking effect here. But I'm like, I don't even feel like I know enough and I'm good enough to be a nerd in some situations.
I'm not
Um,
nerdy enough to be a
yeah,
nerd.
like I'm not nerdy enough to be a nerd, so like sometimes I'm like, I'm just like a casual collector, casual gamer. Because I mean, it's impossible to know all this stuff, I feel like. But I guess, yeah, you can call me a nerd. I'm cool with that.
Are you good at video games?
I am pretty horrible at video games.
Pretty horrible.
Um, Not sure if you've ever tuned in, but it is always pain. Always pain. Um, But once I really get to know a game, I'm pretty good at it, I would say. Maybe not because I've been playing Zelda for my whole life and I'm still pretty trash. Um, so probably not great.
I think Zelda's like a special case where, like, because the older ones are just range from weirdly difficult to bad.
Mhm. Choose your words wisely here.
Like, well, like, so the first Zelda, there's like a weird difficulty curve, right? That makes it kind of hard. You're
Right.
playing the Game Boy version of Link's Awakening,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the controls and like swapping about seems a little bit like it would add difficulty to it. And Zelda
Yeah.
2, you know, we're not talking about Zelda 2. We're not talking about Zelda 2.
I also can't vouch for Zelda 2. I've heard horror stories about Zelda 2, but I actually haven't
I
played
so
it.
wanted to
So.
like it. Like, of all the Zelda games that I was playing, I was like, this is gonna be the challenge, and like I want to just be like, okay, I can play it. No, it's like, man, like I got
Yeah.
3 hours into this, and I was just like, no, never fucking
Yeah.
mind.
I'm afraid that's what's gonna happen to me when I eventually get to it, but we'll see. We
Link
will
to the
see.
Past is where it's at. Y'all heard it here
I really
first.
enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Link to the Past.
It's
More
awkwardly
more
long.
than I thought I would. I think it is also a long game, and I think it's a pretty big game for being on the SNES.
No, yeah, like
Um,
for SNES, and then like if you really compare like the same style of Zelda from the
mhm,
first, but then
mhm.
like I was super surprised when they're like, okay, go get your sword, go do all these
Yeah.
things, and then they're like, brand new game. You have to get 8 more things, and I'm just like, oh, I knew 8 was like the number, by the way, like Zelda
Mm,
used from like the first game, 8, and then Link's Awakening, you have to get 8.
yeah.
What are they fucking called? Musical instruments.
Oh, the instruments, yes, the instruments,
And
instruments.
then
Sorry.
I was like, okay, this is really weird. This is feeling mad short. Why are there only 3? And then the game's just like, I will eat your
Mm.
soul. Collect the 8 princesses and come back to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna like it because of that first little introduction section with the pendants and all that. I was like, this feels kind of, I don't know, slow and like I'm not really doing anything. And then like the pain really came.
The
The
pain
pain
came.
really did come. Yeah. But like I like the pain. I like the pain in a Zelda game. Like I like to be challenged, even if I like want to scream. Because then when you complete it yourself, it's like the best feeling. And the story is usually pretty good as well. So
I mean, that's one of my things about some games in general and why I like harder games is because after I beat the first Dark Souls game, I was like
mm,
flabbergasted at how much better it felt to beat a game like that as compared to like, I don't know, pick a game that's mad easy to beat.
yeah.
Slime Rancher.
Slime Ranch. Yeah, I'm not really into the shooter types. I mean, I have played them. I will play them. I do play them, but I just if I'm playing it, it's for a boy. Not gonna lie.
Are you an Xbox person? PlayStation? PC?
Um, I would say a little bit of all. If you asked me this like a year ago, I'd say a PlayStation person. I've grew up on PlayStation, never had an Xbox. Um, didn't really do much PC gaming. Like I had like some PC games growing up, like Harry Potter, Carmen Sandiego, things like that, but nothing crazy. So, but now I have my first Xbox, and I'm really enjoying it actually. So, yeah,
Wait, which one's your
and
first?
my first console.
No, your first Xbox.
Oh, the Series X. That
Oh.
was my first one. Yeah.
Did you just go out and buy all the brand new console stuff?
I had a friend actually buy them for me. I am very lucky in that
Bullshit.
regard. I am
I need
not
friends
calling
like this.
bullshit.
I'm firing
Yeah,
every
this,
single one of my
this,
friends.
is, this is a great friend of mine. I'm sorry if you hear my roommates. This is where my so like I don't know why they need to be so loud right now.
I don't hear anything.
Sorry.
I think your microphone's good enough to not pick up the background ambient noise.
Okay, well, yeah, cool. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. I do that a lot.
You had a really good friend that bought you everything, so
Yes.
you're a mixed bag as far as consoles go.
Yes. I mean, I purchased all the other things myself, but these last two new gen consoles, I got from a friend. Yeah.
Are you more interested in multiplayer games or single player games?
I am definitely more of a single player game person, I would say. Probably something to do with growing up as an only child, not really having friends that like game. Like I had friends, but didn't like have friends that like gamed or anything or any obviously no siblings and not really close with my family or anything. So yeah, I've always done like the solo player game route.
Are you competitive in video games at all, or not really?
Depends on the video game. If we're playing Fall Guys, I get pretty sweaty. I definitely get really sweaty during Fall Guys. In games like that, maybe some Mario Kart, I can get a little sweaty. But no, I'm usually pretty chill, pretty chill. I'm more like competitive with myself when I'm playing like solo player games, I would say.
Are you a completionist in video games, or do you go for more of a quickie?
Um, I think I'm changing a little bit. I was definitely much a completionist pre-streaming, I would say. And I think that's why it would take me so long to complete any game. Because not only would I be a completionist, but I would want like all the trophies if I had happened to be playing like a PlayStation game or something. Um, but I think with streaming, it's like really like I wanna get through games. Like I don't want to be there forever playing these games. And my backlog is just kind of ridiculous at this
So many
point. So
games
I
to play.
really, yeah. So like I'm becoming like as much as it hurts to not like grab that little treasure chest over there in the corner that I won't need ever. Um, I'm just like trying to move on and just complete the game.
I think that like there's almost like a pressure when you're streaming a game to like get on with it and
Mhm.
get smacked. Whether, and I'm not even saying like people who come to your streams are actually pressuring you. I don't know if anybody's ever actually pressured me to get on with a game, but it's like a
Mhm.
pressure that I feel myself to like let's say I was playing. Okay, great example. Back to the whole Slimers thing. I was playing Slimers the other day, and then it got really grindy, like real quick. Like it went from like
Mhm.
okay, this game is steady and you're seeing what's going on, and then I got to this one part and I was just like, oh no,
Right.
like y'all want to see me do run in circles for like 7 hours so that we can go to the next area?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel the same way. Like, I think I felt that way probably the most when I was playing Breath of the Wild for the first time on stream. Like, I was
Oh
going in
god.
blind. Obviously, everyone has played this game already. It's been out for like 3 years at this point. Um, and I'm just like, well, I want to explore. Like, am I going quick enough? Like, should I be doing this? Like, no one's probably, caring about the pace that I'm going at. Everyone goes at their own pace in Breath of the Wild, but I can definitely relate to that. And that's probably why I haven't streamed too many like RPGs, because I really actually like the grindy part of like a Final Fantasy game and like leveling up and stuff. But I don't think that would be very entertaining to
Well,
watch.
it's like
Watch me.
it's a lot
Yeah.
harder to fill the time, and I'm bad at this
Mhm.
myself. Like coming up with things. Like if I had pre-planned, like if I pre-planned the whole Slime Rancher thing, and I actually sat down and I was like, listen, we're gonna have a couple of dead streams. Okay, Zell, you need to do something. Like
Mhm.
let's say every time you jump off the cliff because you're an idiot, you have to tell a terrible, terrible joke, right? Like, but I don't do things like that, so I don't come prepared for
Right.
that, and I'm just like, so we're gonna go get some more money.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
like this whole loop I created? I'll show you this loop I created. I'm just gonna run in a circle. That's it. And then people like, what are people gonna say? Oh, Zell, that's a big circle, Zell. Like, good job, good job.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. Like if I am playing a game like with Breath of the Wild, what I ended up doing was like focusing like on the main stuff as best as I could during the stream, and then like any like grindy stuff that I kind of wanted to do, I would like do it off stream, and then like maybe like find the shrine locations before stream so I could just like do them. Because finding the shrines was like the half the game. I feel like. But yeah.
What is the first console you ever played on?
First console I ever played on was Sega Genesis. Specifically Mortal Kombat and Maximum Carnage.
What is the first video game you ever fell in love with?
Uh, I'd probably say, man, those voices in the kitchen are really annoying me. I would probably,
That's an interesting game. What system is that on?
yeah, it is. It is on the Nothing for, yeah. But I think one of the first games I probably fell in love with was Raft City, a musical adventure. It was on the PlayStation 1. And it's an RPG, but it also has like musical themes in it. So like the characters like sing, and like someone who loves music and video games, that was like my perfect video game. Yeah.
What is your favorite video game of all time?
Well, these two video games are competing all the time. Only since November have they been competing. My answer before would always be Final Fantasy X. Um, but right now it is a tie between Final Fantasy X and Breath of the Wild. Those are my favorite games of all time, I think.
I
Yeah.
don't even know how to respond to that. Final Fantasy versus Zelda. I mean, clearly we know which one of those two games is better. Like, you know, never
Um,
mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind.
it's really it's the story and the music in me for both. Those are like there nothing can compare, I feel like, in my opinion.
What video game are you currently hooked on? Is there anything new that you're playing that you're just really into?
Um, I've been playing The Lion King.
The old school one.
Uh, yeah, the old school Lion King, and trying to just get through the levels. I'm using an emulator for it. Because God knows I would not be able to even progress anywhere without the save states. Um, so yeah, I've been playing a lot of the Lion King lately and just trying. I haven't even become like adult Simba yet. Like I'm just
Do you
really
like Hakuna
struggling.
Matata? Do you try to get through the level and as you're going you're like Hakuna Matata like it's your like Goose Raba or no?
Sort of. That's the level that I am stuck on actually is called Hakuna Matata. And just a fun little side note, I have a tattoo on my leg. I got it in Jamaica. And well, it was supposed to say Hakuna Matata. It was supposed to say Hakuna Matata. And it also has like a weed plant over the saying Hakuna. It says Hakuna Matana. It says Hakuna Matana. It does not say Hakuna Matata. I misspelled um what I wanted on the tattoo. And I thought it was very un-Hakuna Matata like to change it. So right now on my right leg I have a weed plant and Hakuna Matata tattooed on my life, my leg for life.
Oh man.
When in Jamaica. When in Jamaica, man. Oh, and also the translation. It doesn't mean no worries. It means no bath mats.
No bath
So we have
mats?
wet feet for life.
Wait, is
Wet
that
feet
what
for life.
Hakuna Matata means, or is that what Hakuna
Hakuna
Matata means?
Matana. Matana. Yes, Matana.
What you're
It means
supposed
like
to do,
mat, like as in
you're
bath
supposed to
mat.
be like, nah, you see, this isn't a mistake. This is actually the strain of pot that I specifically have labeled on my
Yes.
leg. It is
Yes.
Matana weed. Hakuna Matana weed plant.
hmm hmm Yeah, so
It's just,
that's my life.
do you ever get emotional over video games?
Oh, yes, all the time. I mean, you may not know it. I feel like I don't really translate it too much, but I'm pretty emotional. I'm a very emotional person, very sensitive. And video games definitely bring out all the feels. And that's probably why like Final Fantasy X and Breath of the Wild are my two faves, because I cry every time.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna ask you what kind of games you got emotional over, but then you know.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the most game if there's a good story, I could cry. I've cried over The Last of Us on stream. I've yeah, I
I started crying over
any
What Remains of Edith Finch when I was playing. Like, it
Mhm.
gets to this one scene where like there's a baby, and at the time my son was like a year old, and I'm just like
Mm.
start bawling.
Yeah. Yeah, I think probably like one of the this girl is so loud. Um sorry. I think one of the recent games that touched me was probably Celeste. Uh, because I thought like it really did touch some powerful topics. Like if you can look past all the puzzles and all that. Yeah.
Um,
Laughing in the chat as well.
what game did you play that surprised you the most in a good or bad way?
Um let's see, a game that surprised me. Oh, okay. I think yeah, this one. So this is when I got my Xbox. And I immediately like signed up for Game Pass because it was like what, $1 or something for like 3 months. And I started playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And I was never someone who even watched Star Wars to begin with. I kind of thought the whole series was kind of ridiculous. But the game is actually really amazing. It reminded me a lot of like why I fell in love with Zelda, with all the puzzles and all the stuff that you could do. Um, so yeah, that game really surprised me, and I really love it.
What is your
Yeah.
biggest accomplishment in video games?
Oh, easy. This is easy. This is a very easy answer and question. Has to be Majora's Mask at the end of the game when you are trying to get the fierce deity's mask. Um, and you have to do this rolling. You have to roll on these platforms as a Goron. That's actually when I met Siege and Caspiana. They came in. I thought Siege was a troll. He was trying to help me. um, because I didn't think I would ever get through that part of the game. I was like I had already beaten the game at this point, but it was just like the final thing that you want to get in the video game before you like complete it completely. Um, but yeah, getting over those hurdles and getting that peace of heart and getting to that child. If you played the game, you know what I'm talking about. That was my biggest accomplishment. Probably not even in gaming, but in my entire life, if you ask me. So, yeah.
I actually remember that. For some reason, I just remember you being on platforms and being a Goron, and me looking at me and like, what's going on here? I've
Yeah,
never played
it was
Majora's Mask, so I have no context for any
it was a lot of
position.
pain. It was a lot of pain, as is Majora's Mask, a lot of pain.
What makes a video game fun or unfun to you, Zeph?
Unfun. If it's too grindy. I really love I can appreciate grindiness in a game. like a RPG, like leveling up and all that stuff. Like I find that type of grindy fun. But if like the entire game is grindy, I don't find that pretty fun. Um, but fun. I think just a good story and like a game that doesn't take itself too seriously. Because there are definitely some games that take themselves seriously. But I don't know if that was a good answer, but yeah.
I mean, it's your decision, whatever the answer is. There's not like a good or bad answer, but
I don't know.
I mean, what I mean to say is, it was a terrible answer, Zeph. What is wrong with you? Jeepers creepers. I mean, what are 3 to 5 games that are on your bucket list?
Oh man, the backlog is so big. It is so massive. It is insane. Um, I need to really think about this. Uh, from the top of my head, just because I've been watching a lot of content lately. Let's say Ratchet and Clank, Rayman. I'm just gonna name series because
Yeah, no,
those
that's fair.
2 stand out, I would say. This is going to be a shocker. Final Fantasy VII, the original. I
Why is
haven't
that
played
supposed
it.
to shock me?
Well, because I feel like it is a crime to not have really played Final Fantasy VII. I maybe got like an hour into it. I liked it. I just never completed it. So I feel that's like the imposter syndrome coming in again. I'm like, how can I even say I love Final Fantasy X
to
if
be
I haven't
fair,
played Final Fantasy VII?
I said that Final Fantasy VIII was my favorite video game for like 15 years, and then I was like playing it again, and I was like, you know what? This is an objectively not fun video game right now.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. And some games just don't live up to the hype, or they don't age well. That's definitely a
Yeah,
thing.
for sure. Like,
Games that do not age
either
well.
situation can easily happen many a time over.
Mhm.
When I was doing all the Final Fantasies in order, and I stopped like an hour into 5, haven't gotten back to it. So I don't think I've ever officially beaten 7 or 8
Yeah.
or 10
And I mean, those are also massive games
or
as well.
12.
Like they're not
Man,
like
I only ever beat Final Fantasy 9 when I was a kid, and I played most of them. So you heard it here first. The majority of Final Fantasy games I have not actually beat.
yeah. I mean they're massive. Like they take a lot of time, and that they probably would take me longer. Probably another reason I haven't like played them because I'm very much a completionist. So like when I start a game, like I'm gonna do it all. But now that I'm like kind of leaning back a little bit more with that, like I'll probably play it soon. Yeah.
All right, the last gaming question, unfortunately. So now I'm gonna have to ask you. It's a really tough one for me. How long have you been streaming?
How long have I been streaming? Not too long. I would say I've been streaming since September. Since September 10th, I believe. Um, yeah, I wish I would have started a little bit earlier, but I just couldn't because of like my living situation and all that stuff. But yeah, that's when I started streaming.
I started streaming when the pandemic started, and I remember being like, "Why did I never even think about this?"
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, it wasn't even at
Yeah.
the start. It was like months into it, and I was like, "I can't believe I never thought of this before." I like video
Yeah.
games. I would like making money playing video games,
Mm-hmm.
and I clearly am not an actual professional level gamer. So like, why didn't I try this shit? And then I started, and I was like, "This is why this shit is hard."
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not easy to do or to start or to get into and to keep up with. All of it is hard. But yeah, I think a lot of people's streaming endeavors began around the pandemic or a little bit after the pandemic started, because we were probably all losing our minds a little bit,
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. I mean, not me. I was living my best life, but I just wanted something else to do, you know?
I have all of these video games I am collecting,
Yeah.
and yet I'm not playing them. How should I do this live in front of people?
Yeah.
Why did you
Mm.
choose your username?
Uh, so my username was actually, I don't know if you guys know what a Finsta is. but it's like your kind of like private Instagram, like just like for your like really close friends. So I made a Finsta account because like I had like under my real name and all that stuff. I had like all these clients and like friends that I was just kind of trying to escape at the time, coworkers. Like I just wanted to make something that was my own. So it's actually a lot of people say Paramixzeph, which I also say Paramixzeph. But it is actually para mí, for me, like in Spanish. And then the X just like for Zeph. That's basically where the username came
Ah.
from. So for me, Zeph. Um, but then like I eventually just started using that Instagram as like just a regular Instagram. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool name. I'll use it for like Twitch and Twitter and all that stuff. And now I use it for everything.
I just like the name Finsta.
Finsta, yeah. Yeah.
um, would you say that video games are important on Twitch?
I think they're definitely important. Not knowing like all of the history of Twitch. I think that without video games, Twitch would be a very different platform. I guess it would just be a regular like streaming platform like YouTube or something, but I think that it is pretty heavy in gaming. I forgot the question. Could we repeat it?
Are video games important on Twitch?
Yes, video games are important on Twitch.
And why are
This
we
is
not
my
playing a
life.
video game right now?
This is my life. But like at the same time, there are so many different avenues of Twitch music. Like I love the music side of Twitch. Um, like I can get lost in different people's covers and original music for hours. I love watching art streamers like Rebecca. There are a couple other people that I watch, like just making stuff on stream. Just chatting. I really enjoy just chatting streams. For example, just interacting with a streamer, just talking about life. There's some mental health streamers that I follow, and those are super beneficial to people who may not have resources, um, for things like that. So I think there's so many great avenues on Twitch, and I'm glad it's not limited to just gaming. Um, yeah. And I don't think that like having those different avenues hurt any of the gamers because people will come for games and people will come on Twitch for other things.
I think that's my
Yeah.
one thing. Well, like I don't 100% agree with absolutely everything that happens. Hot sub streams aren't my forte. Like I'd be like, it probably should be against the rules, but it's not. But at the same time, like it's like I realize like whatever. Like you have those streams, you have music streams too. Obviously, you have art streams. But like if there's ever a reason why, like I don't know, if it's like, oh, well, nobody who's going to the hot tub stream would have been coming to my stream anyway.
Hmm.
Like what are the odds that if somebody wasn't in a hot tub, that person who was was looking for a stream are going to be like, you know what? I want the fucking opposite of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't like it's definitely a touchy subject. I don't see I could see like multiple sides of it. Like I definitely like maybe they could do better about enforcing certain things. Like you need to be a certain like try and verify your age. I mean, it's hard. Like it's hard on any app. On TikTok, you have to be a certain age. On Discord, you have to be a certain age. On any app that you're on, you need to be a certain age. And obviously, kids are going to cut corners regardless. That's really up to the parent to try and supervise that as best as possible.
I mean, it's literally as
But
easy as just saying you're a different age than you really are.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it's hard for them to police that. But yeah, I don't knock anyone that does it. Like yeah, I mean, I don't know, like
I don't knock the hustle.
yeah, I
I
don't
know
knock
there's
the
like a big
hustle.
conversation over like whether or not it should be fine. I mean, I think that the solution where we now have a category and for that it's not in just chatting, you know. It's not that now
Mm-hmm.
just chatting isn't just like the hot tub stream. It's now back to just chatting, which is nice.
Right, right.
And then also like when they started taking people's ad revenues away, which people got mad about or whatever. Which, like, I mean, it's got to be in like the partner contract or whatever that people are signing that maybe they don't realize. Oh, they took my ad revenue with their assets. It's like, well, they probably, had a right to do that this whole time, and
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's like there's so many layers to the topic. I don't think it's like a black and white situation. It's
no.
definitely a very much gray area. And I think having this new category on Twitch has sparked other conversations. Like, for example, the new hashtag features that have been implemented. So like they're definitely sparking some positive conversations, I would say. Yeah.
Do you like the new hashtags?
I do like the new hashtags. I can understand why someone wouldn't like the new hashtags. For anyone not aware of like what we're talking about, it's Twitch brought out many different hashtags that encompass everything basically. So if I wanted to have not just a mental health hashtag, I could put bipolar hashtag. I could put not just the LGBTQ hashtag, I could put like a pansexual hashtag. I can put like American, Australian, black, things like that.
There's no
And
white hashtag, by the way, just so you all know.
well,
Just letting you know.
nice. As there shouldn't be, as there shouldn't
What?
be.
What? How? Whoa. Okay. Why shouldn't there be? Not that. Not. I think if you made it your hashtag white, your tag white, by the way, you would attract the wrong kind of attention from the wrong kind of people.
Right. But yeah, I can see why some people would say like, "Oh, well, that's making things even more divisive and things like that." But I really don't take that stance. I feel like some like a lot of marginalized groups come to Twitch to escape whatever they're going through, and they really want to find a similar safe space that they feel included in. Like, not gonna lie, when I first got on Twitch, I wouldn't really see people that look like me to be for an example. So that black hashtag could be a little bit more inviting for someone who just wants to find creators that look like them, people in the LGBTQ community that just want to feel safe and like they're not in some like where they can't be themselves, which I think is really important. Yeah.
I will. The whole thing about it for me is like, it could be divisive, and so far I've only seen maybe one comment about somebody who was just like, "Sorry, not sorry. I'm literally only going to be in minority streams now because the hashtags exist. Like, I'm specifically going to be looking for it." But once again, the whole like back to the whole logic of the hot. Like, if somebody's not going to come to your stream, I know people get mad over stuff like that, and then it's like, listen, okay. The same person who's looking up the black hashtag or the LGBTQ one or the Haitian or any of the new hashtags, they added a whole bunch. By the way, there's like 100. There's like 10 mental disabilities. There's like 10 different ones for the LGBTQ plus ally in that. There's all sorts of like racial identities and stuff. They're still like, if somebody's searching for that, that means that they just weren't gonna probably come to your stream anyway. It's not hurting you.
Yeah, and I definitely don't think that you should just like only look for those types of people and content creators and just
so
ostracize
long as it's
other.
not used in a negative way in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
Whether it's no matter for who, like, so long as people aren't using it to affect negativity, then we should all be good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I think those types of hashtags, like if I see someone with an LGBTQ hashtag, for example, like I immediately feel safer than not seeing it, for example. So like I'm more inclined to speak in the chat, I'll say. Like, okay, I can chat here. Like people are probably like cool with like who I am and things like that.
I was told forever ago to add that by somebody who was a member of the community because they were like, well, they asked if my stream was fine for that or whatever, I guess. They were like, oh, do you accept LGBTQ people here? Like, and like very, like, can't, like, just in the chat very candidly. And I was like, oh, yeah, we do. Like, I support everybody. I just don't have the tag because, insert conversation over whether it means that you're part of the community or whether
Right.
which is
Yeah, and I think the ally
yeah,
tag is a
no.
really good like thing that they have now. Um and like some people just don't want to and I get the conversation, well, like I don't want to out myself, so you don't use a tag.
Yeah.
Um and I haven't been like very vocal about like why I use a tag, but like also like I shouldn't have to. Like
No.
at the same time, like I'll say what I want to say when I want to say it. But yeah.
I think that the ally tag is nice because it was like, as I said, I had a conversation where I was just like, and I even asked people, I was just like, hey, what do you think of this? People that were part of the community. And I got a couple people that were just like, oh, I think everybody should use it if it's a safe space. And then I got people who were just like, well, if you're not a member of the actual community, like if I'm not gay or bisexual myself, I probably shouldn't use it. And I was just like, just going to leave it off. And then they added the ally, and I was like, well, I want everybody to be included in my streams.
Yeah, of course.
No matter what their background is, whether it's sexuality or literally anything else. But I mean, okay, that's a lie. There's certain people that I do not want included in my streams, but we all know the very specific kind of people who probably like, you come in with that hate speech and you can go the fuck away.
Yeah, and I think that's why we have the ban button and the timeout button and all that stuff.
What got you into streaming, Zeph?
What got me into streaming? Well, I've always loved content creation. Like I was saying earlier, I've been on YouTube since like the very beginning days. A lot of my videos are privated now, so you won't be able to find many of them. But I've always loved like creating content for other people, and just sharing what I love as best as I can. And yeah, it was definitely like very much we're in a pandemic. What am I doing? Not like what am I doing, but like I kind of just want to try something new. Um, but yeah, I mean, there really wasn't anything. Like I was just watching a lot of Twitch. I was watching a lot of Twitch before the pandemic, but definitely more so. Like I was watching a lot of Animal Crossing content because I was very much into Animal Crossing. I had like 1,000 hours in Animal Crossing, different islands, different characters. So I was consuming all the Animal Crossing content, and then I was just like, these people can do it, I can do it. Like, come on, let's do it. Yeah.
My brain. 1 second. Do you enjoy streaming?
I really do enjoy streaming. It is my favorite. It's become my favorite part of my day. It's something I look forward to. Um, there was a time when it wasn't, and I took a break from that, but I think it was mostly related to like people I was surrounding myself with, just people bringing me down, and then just like other things happening in my life. So it felt like more of pressure for me, because like I have to put a camera on and appear happy and do all the stuff. But I don't really worry about that now. If I'm having a bad day, I'm having a bad day. I'll say I'm having a bad day. Sometimes I won't stream if I'm having a bad day.
Are you streaming unmasked? Is that your new thing? You stream unmasked all the time, Zeph?
I guess so. But no, I try to keep it as real as possible. And yeah, it's become such a joy. As corny as it sounds. Yeah, just I really enjoy chatting with everyone and learning about people, and yeah, everyone comes from different walks of life, so I just really try to make a safe space and all that good stuff.
Is streaming to you just for fun, potentially a job one day, or a mixed bag?
I mean, I'd love for it to become a job at one point in life, but I know it won't just be that. Like I won't be able to do that if I just stay on Twitch. Like you have to really become a content creator, not just on Twitch. Like you have to do YouTube, you have to do the TikToks, you have to do all the stuff. You have to really, really put yourself out there, if you want to do this full time, in my opinion. And as like the examples show, like some of my favorite content creators, like, and they've really been grinding. And it's not an overnight success. It takes a lot of work that people don't see. So yeah, I would eventually like to, but like I definitely understand like this is a very, very, very difficult thing to like make it as. So totally fine just like doing this in my spare time. Yeah.
What is the biggest you can see yourself ever being on Twitch? Like, what is the biggest you'd ever want to be?
Um, well, definitely, I mean, partner is like the as a title would be the biggest, I would say, but probably wouldn't want like I wouldn't want to be like a Pokimane big, as much as I love Pokimane, um, or Pokemon since her name is Iman, uh, because that's just a little chaotic for me. Those being in those chats, like they just go so fast. You're not able to interact with everyone. But probably like I really like DB Geek. I don't know if anyone knows who he is. He's an Irish streamer. Um, and he has a really interactive chat, but it's usually like no more than like 2,000 people on a really good day. The mods are incredible, and he does a really unique thing where like he will talk to everyone at the beginning of stream, the middle of stream, the end of stream, and then just play the game throughout. Like just focus on the game. Um, to avoid spoilers and all things like that. So I think that's kind of a different approach in how you can kind of combat like the craziness of a chat, but also like keeping your viewers entertained. Um, kind of lost my train of thought and forgot the question again. But yeah,
It's one of those days, isn't it?
it's one of those days.
I'm over
I
here
didn't
just
get
the
much
same
sleep.
exact, just on the opposite end. Like, oh yeah, there's a question, and then I'm like, there's a build up, and I'm like, oh yeah, do you like it? Oh man, you couldn't
Yeah,
remember those 4 words, though. Good job, buddy. Good job.
it's definitely one of those days. I have a very bad sleep schedules, as people people in the chat know. It's pretty poor, and I did not get much sleep last night, so my brain is running pretty low energy.
So the biggest you would like to be on Twitch is big enough to support
Right, there
yourself
we go.
financially, but not too big so that everybody's just a number.
Right, like, and I think the thing with DB is like his revenue is not just coming from Twitch. He has Patreon going. He has YouTube videos that he puts a lot of effort into. Um, and probably more of that is coming that more of that revenue is where he's getting his like lifestyle from than Twitch, because Twitch you really have to have like a lot of subscriptions, a lot of donations, a lot of things like that to really be able to live just on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean,
um
I have my thoughts on the whole YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, whatever the fuck else you want to do, is that
mm,
you need to focus on one and then try to take that and funnel that. Like if you wanna if you want to use for instance, great example, you want to use YouTube to grow on Twitch, right?
mhm,
Well, okay, great. So either you're gonna go on YouTube and you're gonna start making absolutely amazing, amazing content, which is possible, probably not likely. Or what you have to
yeah,
do is you have to get somewhere a little, not huge, but you got to get somewhere on Twitch. Then you can funnel that into YouTube, and then once you get that going, then the algorithm on YouTube will start picking you up
yeah,
because like you can put out a video a day. Um,
mhm,
YouTube don't give a fuck. Like like it really
yeah,
doesn't. Like, and there's even like there's shorts and stuff on there, and I've seen people who have shorts. I don't know how. I think it's because it autoplays. Who will get like 1,000 views on a short,
mhm. Yeah, and I'm
and
not too familiar with the shorts.
I mean, they're really hard to make. I can't figure out how to
Mhm,
do it from a computer. So,
mm,
but
yeah,
they're like 2 minutes or less, and they like autoplay when you go
mhm,
through them. And there's a whole shorts thing. And I know people who get like hundreds and hundreds of views without like a like or a subscribe or anything
mhm.
from hundreds of views worth of that content. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's really it's very difficult. It's definitely something I'm passionate about though, and like not even just creating content, but just like learning all the platforms and how to use them to your, you know.
they're all very different too. I mean,
And they're all
I
yeah, they're all very different.
I personally have literally no interest in TikTok, but that's because I have opinions on TikTok, and
I think you
but
should definitely give it a try. I had similar opinions about TikTok. one, I thought was too old for TikTok. This is very Gen Z type app. Like, what am I do? Like, why? And that, like, what are all these dancing girls with their boobs out and things like that? But like once you like get into TikTok, find the content that you like, the algorithm is just amazing, and I think there's such a major discoverability feature that a lot of different social media apps do not have. Like I've seen some people on TikTok like get people to their Discords and to their Twitch streams just from posting like gaming content and things like that. So I think it's very there's definitely a lot to still uncover with TikTok. It's changing the music industry by storm. It is changing the way we consume music. It is changing like the artists that we're discovering and artists getting signed by record labels that wouldn't have the opportunity to do so before these platforms. So yeah, I think there's definitely something to look into there.
Sorry, I have nothing to add to that. I actually just really don't like TikTok. so one day I plan on making like actual like YouTube videos with like a premise and stuff, which means I'm gonna have to like make like at least one scene or like do something more because like I think part of it's my space. Like your space looks nice behind you. I have like green screen behind me because I don't have like a really good ability to make a nice looking space behind me. So like I want to make like a scene for like rants, and I think I've also decided that I should change how I looking at other stuff on YouTube. I think that I need to change the way I title shit. Because when I title a stream, like I try to come up with something interesting. I don't know if anybody cares, but like I said yesterday, for instance, and I was proud of this. My favorite slime, well, that's Slime Pickens. Okay, I was fucking proud. I was fucking proud. Nobody said nothing about it, but it still wasn't Slime Rancher Day 3 Lego. So.
Yeah. I think on Twitch titles don't really matter. I mean they're good to come up with. They're good to be interesting. I've gotten raids based on my titles. But at the same time they don't like impact anything like algorithmically can't talk or anything like that. But like a title on YouTube is like
it's way more
has
important.
To be so important. Like it can't be like playthrough day 1 of this.
I literally,
like, it has to be like something
I literally
so
just
captivating.
I literally just thought of this actually today when I was thinking about uploading the videos, and I was just like, I just keep putting Streamers Unmasked episode this with a guest, and you know what? Like I could word this very differently and make it less. Because like what I did for like a couple times, I did Streamers Unmasked episode whatever, and then I put in parentheses AKA whatever, with like a little funny bit or whatever, which would probably just be a better title than like, because once you start the podcast, you know, like, okay, it's a podcast, it's called Streamers Unmasked and blah blah, and I can just put that like right down. There's this whole section they give you with like 5,000 characters where you can write, where you can actually write that, and you don't have to put it in your title because you want people to click on it first.
Yeah, YouTube titles are definitely more important. Like it has to be like something like how I found DB Geek, for example. It was this guy who I've never seen before. He was playing Breath of the Wild for the first time, and I think it was something called like PlayStation/Xbox guy plays Breath of the Wild for the first time in like 2020 or something. I was like, okay, well I've got to check this out. Who hasn't played Breath of the Wild? And like this guy's like sworn off Nintendo.
All right, I got you. In before Zellshot PS PlayStation/Xbox guy plays Breath of the Wild for the first time in 2021. One-upping him, let's go.
Yeah, so like, and then like he's become one of my favorite content creators, like from that one video. And his if you just study his titles, like I mean he's not like the biggest content creator, but like if you look at his content and like people's similar content, it's usually like a thought-provoking like type of title.
I think that it just, once again, you mentioned earlier how different all the platforms are and how they work differently and how you need to, it just emphasizes how different they are. So for instance, like obviously on YouTube, like you want to get a thumbnail and stuff, but titles are more important than they are on streams. For streams, literally the most important part as far as I can tell, other than your positioning on a arbitrary list, is actually like if somebody's looking through, they're probably gonna look for. I mean, first off, they're either gonna click on the bigger streamer that's playing it, or they're going to look for somebody who stands out in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
And
For sure.
the title is like sometimes. Like, I had one person before coming because of a title. I said so. I was so proud of my titles. I've literally only had one person be like, "Yo, I came in for that title or that pun or something."
Yeah.
One out of 16,429 views was because
Yeah, someone came in for my title once, and it was playing Majora's Mask, and she actually ended up rating me, because she was like, "Yeah, your title said like Great Bay can suck it," because like I was just struggling with the area, and she was like, "Yeah, the Great Bay, this temple, and Majora's Mask," and she was like, "Yeah, let's go visit them." But yeah, I think on Twitch, like when I'm looking for new content, it's usually like the game, so your category has to be important, or not like super saturated. I would say like. If you're a new streamer, probably playing Apex is probably not like the best thing you could be doing at the moment. Trying to find smaller games that aren't as saturated. And then like just appearance, like if someone don't play Apex, got it. If someone doesn't have like a particularly nice setup, it might not be like inviting, but like I also understand if they don't. Like everyone starts somewhere, so it all depends. At the end of the day, it's probably the person that I'm staying for.
Are you saying that this isn't going on here?
That's not what I said.
You. I mean, we're on my podcast. You said something about the way people look, right? And then like you start giggling, like Zellshot looks like a fool right now.
I did not say that.
So if I gave myself a Zeke, you would come hang out. Is that what you're telling me? I don't have a Zeke. That's the problem.
Wow. Just call me out. We did say Zeke, right? That's what we said? Zeke?
I said Zeke, yeah. You know what Zeke is, right? Yeah. I think I know what it is, but I'm not sure.
Well, there's someone in my chat named Zeke. That's a good friend of mine.
Oh no, Zeke means a reverse mohawk. So like you shave your head down the middle.
Gotcha. Nope. So yeah, we were on different pages there. We were on different pages. I thought we were making a jab at something.
Nope, I was not. I was not poking fun at anybody. I was not being mean. Nope, it's not at all what's happening.
No.
I was actually just. You've got nobody's heard of that. Like, am I the only one?
No, I thought we were talking about someone in my community.
Nope.
That may or may not have
instead of a mohawk, because the mohawk is like just the middle. Zeke is the reverse, where you take out the middle. What is the best stream you've ever had, Zeph?
The best stream I ever had was probably, well, I mean, they're all relative. I feel like you can never predict how a stream is gonna go. Everyone can love you, but no one may be able to show up that day, even if everyone loves you. And then maybe it feels like no one loves you when the whole world is there. But yeah, I think probably one of the best streams I had was a few days ago. I'm not sure who was there. It was kind of crazy. It was all a blur. It ended up with me in tears. Everyone was like a hype train. Everyone was gifting subs, biddies. And this girl, this partner that I really, really enjoy on Twitch, she is head of the now stream team that I am a part of, Equality. She came in there, followed me, and that was like already. I was like, all right, don't panic. Just play Mario 64. Nothing is happening. Like it's just
great game to be playing when they come in too.
Yeah, normal day. Like you are totally great at this game. Like you're not trash. Like you're the best. You're the best. And then like she ended up inviting me to the team while I was streaming, and I just couldn't hold back all the tears, all the emotions. Because I really like a lot of the community members in that team. Like I follow them. Oz is part of that team. If some of you know, if you've been in my streams, Oz is a really prominent part of the community. I love him. One of my favorite smaller streamers, a retro streamer. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people in that team that I really, really enjoy. So it was like, why would you want me? Like out of all people. But yeah. that was probably one of my
I
my,
just
my
want to
one of my
say
favorite
that,
things.
like, speaking of like how Twitch can work out, getting rated 2 days in a row by two partnered streamers, and yesterday it was Justin fucking Wong.
Yeah, I had no
Like,
idea. So I yeah, I thought it was a weird raid because he didn't say anything. And there was like a few people that said stuff and like raid and got some follows and things like that. But it was just like a very weird feeling that I got from the raid, even though I like very much appreciate it. It was like 100 and
yeah,
something people from the raid. But it ended up that he raided me after he finished his stream. I think he was just looking for someone to raid and didn't want to do it on stream. But then yeah, I was like, everyone seems to know who this person is. Let me look them up. And I see who they are, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, what the?
I said
I don't
something
play
in my
Puzzle
chat today
Fighter
about
all
it,
the
and somebody
fucking
was just
time.
like, "Wait, the Justin Wong?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually, that one."
I was like, oh, I'm about to play this game all the time, and like, are you kidding me?
Here's the great thing about games, though, is that you can stream. Like, great example, actually. I'll use myself an example because I can poke fun at myself. I streamed a Link to the Past on Sunday.
Mm,
Killer stream, right? And then the
mm.
next day, Monday, same exact time, I streamed the same game, and it was less than half the views.
It do be like that. It do be like that. It's just it's and I think at first I used to take it a little personal. I don't honestly, I don't even look at the views until the end of the stream and see like where I was throughout the stream. And then like if I really want to take it a step further, I'll look at like the VOD, see like how my energy was during the stream, what different factors were happening at that time. Like that's how I'll like critique and analyze myself for a better stream. But like looking as it's happening is not like mentally beneficial for me. If it's like a low amount of people, I don't feel great. If it's a high amount of people, my anxiety could be through the roof. Like when Grace came or when frickin' Justin Wong came. um, so I have once again forgotten the question or my train of thought.
I don't know if there was a question or a train of thought.
There might not
I
have
will
been a
say
question.
that as far as that's concerned, I feel like for me, it's not like it's weird because I'll always say like the way I'll put it is I'll be like, man, it was dead today, or like blah blah blah, like views were down or whatever. But it's more of like a feeling than that. It's more like so I could be at 12, 13, 14, 5 views, like it's like different chat levels.
Mm-hmm.
It's whether there's anybody to interact with and shit like that. And then some days it's just like nobody's there, and then it's just like, oh man, I've become really bad at not having anybody there. I need to like work on that.
Mm. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm fine either way. And like if I can see the numbers, that's fine. Like it's fine at the end of the day. And sometimes I'm having a more positive and better stream with like 5 people or like
Yeah.
maybe just Brie or chilling, vibing in
Oh,
the chat, and like it's fine. Like that's like a great stream. Sometimes it's like one of the better streams, and like having a million people in there sometimes.
I think sometimes
Uh,
it's also like the game you're playing, and
mhm,
also if anything's going outside of the stream too, like which
mhm.
you try not to like bring in, but at the same time, you're like, I'm sure if you're already not having a great day, if you're not having a great stream, that's like the cherry on top of your shit Sunday.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, exactly. Like that's why like sometimes if I'm in a bad mood, it's very hit or miss. Like if I'm gonna stream, it might go one or two ways. It's either gonna make me feel better because everyone is like hanging out and making me feel better and saying I'm doing something good for them, or I'm just gonna like feel worse at the end of the day. Um, so I try and find a balance of it.
so it is now time for the accursed, magical, strange viewer questions. Ready for this?
Ooh, I hope so.
And don't worry, nobody spammed at all.
Great. I mean, I saw a couple, but I didn't really like read them.
So, I gotta pull it up. Here we go. Ready? Agent Spacely would like to know, what's your biggest fear and how do you work towards overcoming it?
Um, I'm definitely gonna say that I don't know. Right now, I've got to say my biggest fear slash phobia is having this insect phobia of mine. I'm trying really hard to get over it, and I mean you don't just get over it; it's a phobia. Um, I'm trying to work through it as best as I can, trying to reassure myself the bugs can't kill me. But that's probably I'm gonna say that's like my most superficial fear, I will say. Because while it is a very valid a very valid fear, it's not like a fear. Probably like a fear is I don't know, like running out of time to do things that I really want to do, which I already struggle with, like content creation. Like I want to make all these TikToks. I want to have all these ideas for YouTube. Like I want to do this to improve Twitch, and I don't want to forget about music. I still want to do this and that. I have all these goals. So I think like running out of time, um, which is hard to combat, I would say. You just gotta find a balance. It's all about finding a balance, and trying to be kinder to yourself. That's the only way you can like tackle some of those like goals. To be kind to yourself. Do what you can do.
This is Agent Spacely again, you probably shouldn't be surprised. If you could be a resident in any video game world, what would it be? Also, if you could be the main character in any video game world, what would it be? It is fine if they are the same or different answers because Spacely's trying to cheat the system by asking two questions as one.
Yeah, I would say that probably my favorite video games, I probably wouldn't want to live in them because they're typically pretty dark or like something bad is happening in the video game. Like Final Fantasy X, you don't want to live in Spira. You don't want to live in any of those places because doom is just always impending. So probably like a Mario game. I'd like to live in like a very peaceful, happy Mario game, maybe like Mario Odyssey, one of those cute little levels. And the main character. Well, if I was the main character, I probably would want to be in like a darker game. Because like I want to tackle shit. I want to handle all the stuff. So maybe Final Fantasy X. I could be a Lulu. She's like a supporting character, but she could be the main character.
Basically wants to know if you want to hang out with Zell or me, so Zell or Zell, and Brianna.
Of course, I want to hang out with all of you guys. All of you guys.
I think he meant IRL. Don't worry, guys. I am actually super, super lame IRL. Like, as lame as you think I am on stream, I am way lamer. Like,
no, I mean, I would love to hang out with all the people on Twitch. I will always be weary of meeting people online in real life. It's just like a thing. So if I like had to pick one, it'd probably be the girl. Just for like, that's like where my mind usually goes. Just gotta be safe, the buddy system. And I mean, Brie could be crazy and a psycho person. We don't know.
So are you saying Brie might be a psychopath, or are you saying that I am almost most definitely a psychopath? Is that what you're trying to say to me?
I'm just saying.
I feel like that's what you're saying.
I'm just saying.
You're like, you know what, Zell? You kind of look like it. Back to the whole image thing. You kind of look like a serial killer today, Zell. And I think I would feel safer with Brie. I think that's what you just said to me.
Me and Brie just have a bond that cannot be broken at the moment. So, but no, I honestly like everyone here seems great, and I would love to hang out with all of you.
Do you ever plan on doing a music stream? Chad would like to know. Also known as a Toll, if you don't know who Chad is.
Yes. Hello, Chad. Yes. I tried to do a couple in the past. They are very, believe it or not, more difficult to do than setting up like the gaming stuff. I struggled a bit trying to get it all set up. The closest I've come to it is doing like a Christmas stream around Christmas time. I think it was a few days before Christmas, and I just did a whole bunch of Christmas covers. I had my roommate pre-record some piano to some songs I wanted to do, and I just sang to them. And that was probably like the closest I've come to just doing music on a stream. Yeah.
Don't know if anyone asked this, but when did you get into music? Also, Paramixzeph by Caspiana.
Nice. Hello, Caspiana. When did I get into music? I was definitely young. I mean, well, I joined choir, I think, like in the fifth grade. So I don't know, you're like, what, 10, 11 or something like that in fifth grade. But yeah, I used to sing a lot in like my house and stuff. I didn't really think much of it. And then I think I've told this story on my stream. I started singing the Kim Possible theme song in a fan because I really like the way that the fan gives you that little effect when you talk or sing in a fan. And I was like, hey, this sounds kind of good. Like maybe I should like do something with this voice. And that's kind of where I just started. I joined the choir. I started playing the sax. I joined a band. Um, and that's when I got into music, I would say. I didn't take it like super serious until maybe like the end of middle school / high school. Yeah.
You would like to know if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Japan video games. Easy. Easy peasy. Um
Could you
I mean,
elaborate on?
I mean, like 90% of everything that I love in video games comes from Japan. It would only be right to eventually get there and just take in all the culture that I could get. Um, Visit all these amazing retro stores, and like there's just so much Nintendo. I love Nintendo. I think that is an understatement. I'd love to get a tattoo in Japan of a video game. It's like something related to a video game, probably something from Final Fantasy X. Um, and obviously Japan is just a beautiful place. I would just love to visit. But yeah, when I go to Japan, I want to go hard. I want to go hard. Um, Spend all the money, do all the things. Um, but yeah, I've traveled a few places, not like a whole bunch, but I've done some traveling. But Japan is definitely like on my like probably number one bucket list. Yeah,
Ramen.
ramen. Yeah, ramen's cool. I'm not like super.
Nope, never mind. All right, the moment passed. You're like, no, I'm not gonna go to Japan. You know what? That makes me sad. You're gonna go just for video games and not for their amazing ramen.
I'm definitely just going for video games.
Did you not watch enough Naruto when you were growing up?
I didn't. No, I didn't really watch any Naruto.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Naruto, Agent Spacey would like to know what would your dream album be like sound and whatnot.
Basically with all the questions. Basically with all the
He
questions.
asked
Dream
me to put in
album.
more, and then I think he managed to somehow get more than 5.
Um, I love a female vocal. So that's definitely a factor. I mean, I love male vocalists, obviously, and all the non-binaries, of course. But like that timbre, that texture. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like an Ariana Grande uh
Now there
vocal.
is nothing like Ariana Grande.
I'm really big into Olivia Rodrigo at the moment. So definitely a lot of pop sounds, a lot of deep lyrics if possible, but like also a bop. Um, I'm very melodic focused. Like I like a lot of harmonies. I like a lot of good stuff like that. So, oh, you mean an album that I make? Ah, okay. Well, interesting. I have different sides to Zeph. Um, definitely I'm like a ballad, very ballad heavy person, but I like try to branch out. So probably be a lot of ballad / folksy stuff. I did a lot of like singer-songwriter stuff. If you look up like my first EP, it was very just like me and a guitar. But yeah.
My first EP involves all stream noises. Like, oh my god, where is those beard? And Go and things like that. Spacely, damn, surprising, I know. Would like to know, what are some of your pet peeves? Tell us the story when somebody activated your pet peeve. I didn't know how to word this.
We love to hear it, Spacely. Um, Probably, and I mean, it's a hard pet peeve to avoid, but chewing. Chewing. I cannot stand the chewing, like people chewing. I don't know what it is, but I cannot stand people eating, and it drives me crazy. Um,
I hope you mean the sound of them eating, not like, I cannot stand that other people are allowed to fucking eat. Like, absolutely
yeah,
ridiculous.
just the sound of the chewing. I don't know. I don't know what it is. And my mom is like, she does not chew into my chewing standards. So I kind of cringe anytime my mom is chewing, and I seem rude to my mother. Like I'm like, talk to me after you have finished eating. Like, do not talk to me. Like I just like my last boyfriend. Like he's like I don't know what you want me to do. I need to eat. But like I was just like I can hear you from the bedroom in the kitchen with your cereal and you're just chomping, and I can't do that.
I feel like there's a lot of hate getting sent towards me today, like especially
Uh,
from you. Like you're talking about me. So how about a story? I mean, I guess you did
no.
kind of just tell a story. So my boyfriend was all the way in the kitchen, right? Ex-boyfriend, sorry. Hashtag not dating him anymore. My boyfriend was in the kitchen and he was eating some motherfucking cereal, and I heard that shit from the bedroom.
Yes, and it's just I can't do it. These are real lives at stake.
No, no, for real though. So I don't have like a chewing pet peeve,
Uh,
but like people eating on stream just
mhm.
fucking bothers me.
Right. And that's like probably one of I really don't like eating on stream. I will do it if I have to, if it makes sense, if I'm doing a long stream. But like because I know how much I hate it, um like I try not to. I'll take a 10-minute break if I have to before I grab the pizza out on stream. And because one time I was eating on stream, I was having pizza and we were like watching like a YouTube video or whatever. And then I got rated and I was like, this is like my worst nightmare happening right now. Getting this big raid. I'm eating pizza.
Like
Um,
some people just
so yeah.
legitimately just eat on stream, like it doesn't fucking bother them. And every time I see anybody eat on stream, I am just like, even cooking streams are different, I would say, but like
I don't mind. I don't okay, I won't like it if their audio like that's when I hope their audio is pretty shit.
I've unfollowed over people eating on
Oh.
stream. Like, I just can't do
Yeah,
it.
I can get it. I can get it. Usually I'll walk away if they're eating and I really like them as a person. It's like I'm just gonna
I
leave
mean,
for a
I'm not
minute.
like, I think the only time I've ever had food on stream is when I was really drunk and I brought in some crackers and and I muted my mic and ate crackers when I was super drunk. But people were rather insistent I should probably eat something after like 15 shots.
Mm.
So that's it. It's funny because it's actually not a pet peeve of mine. My pet peeve I thought of immediately was like people who are grammar Nazis, and like
Yeah.
so like I can be having a conversation and somebody can correct like my use of your versus your, and I will
Mm.
immediately just be like triggered. I'll just be like, you know what? I hope you fucking fall in a sewer hole and break your leg. Like fuck you.
I think yeah, I can definitely get that. My probably one of my newest pet peeves is know-it-alls that come into your stream and they've played the game a million times. It's your first playthrough and they think that they can just well, you're not
I
doing it
like the
right.
thought of people think that you're playing a game wrong.
Yeah, just people that just extreme backseaters. Those are the worst.
I mean,
Um,
I don't know. Like I remember somebody was telling me about how they were playing Dark Souls, and somebody's like, "Let me see your stats." So you hit pause and show the stats, and then they're like, "You're not playing it right." It's like,
Yeah, those
yeah,
like
you
it's
know what?
just
Because I don't fucking play Dark Souls for a living. This is my first time. My first time fucking playing the game.
yeah.
Chad would really like to know if you could see David Bowie, Freddie Mercury, Prince, or Jimi Hendrix live, which one would it be?
Um, I'd say Prince, just because one, I'm more familiar with Prince, and like I enjoy that type of music a little bit more than the others. Um, and just like what an enigma Prince was, and just there's no one like Prince. Like you can, sure, like David Bowie is David Bowie, but like I think you could find someone similar to David Bowie at the end of the day. That might be a little controversial to say, but I think Prince was just one of a kind and opened the pathway for many musicians and people without even knowing it and before we even knew it. Like talk about not confining to gender norms. That was Prince, and I don't think we have another Prince at the moment. So
I think
Prince.
that it doesn't matter which one of them it is because most of them would be zombies, and that would be fucking weird. But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
Spree would like to know that she should let you know. The Space Lee would like to know. Do you like Twiddle?
but like turtles,
Like Twiddles?
turtles. Um, Not particularly. One got really angry at me in Australia at a friend's house. I mean, granted, I was like poking it a bit, but I feel like it didn't like the way I looked, and I didn't really appreciate that from the turtle.
I don't
So
appreciate Turtle attitude.
I don't know. It kind of ruined turtles for me. So
Turtle didn't
sorry
like
for.
how I looked. I don't like how Zoe looks. I mean, Bree would like to
Yeah,
know one of your worst roommate experiences, or one of the worst things one of your roommates have ever done.
easy question. Definitely the I lived I just made a terrible decision one year. Really wanted to get away from my mom and everyone. Um, I was a full-time college student at NYU, very very competitive, hard school that I'm at, and I'm like, you know what? I just want to live on my own. I want to live on my own for a year. I'm gonna move to Jersey City. Screw New York. Jersey is cheaper. Let's go to Jersey. It's gonna be great. My coworker slash supervisor who is gay, lives there. He needs a roommate. He seems like a cool guy. Like we get along pretty well. Worst decision I've ever made in my entire life. Worst year of my life. This guy wasn't messy. I can deal with messy. I'm messy. This guy was dirty. Dirty. There was just like hair in places that you wouldn't expect hair to be found. There was like food in corners that you wouldn't expect to be found. There wasn't a garbage when I arrived. Like I had to buy a garbage can because this guy didn't have a garbage. I don't know how you function as an adult without a garbage can. Um,
What
so
makes
yeah,
you
when
think he wanted to function like an adult?
it was
Clearly,
just
he
it
was
was just
past this
like
point. It wasn't even a question for him.
I don't know. Like he would my first red flag should have been when I like came to the apartment and I think there were things crawling, but I was just like he was like, "Oh no, like we're getting rid of it or whatever." And then like he had just woken up and then like he showed me the place and I'm like, "All right, like, I can deal with this." He was like, "Yeah, my roomie is really messy, but like it's me, like I clean all the time. Like it's fine. Like we'll have a great place." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And like he left with me. He like didn't shower, didn't brush his teeth, like didn't do any like he did like he had just woken up and he just like left the house with me, go back to the train. That should have been my first red flag that this guy was like the messiest, dirtiest person I have ever met in my entire existence. I try not to think about that year.
Is there any controversy to using the ally tag if the streamer is straight? Caspion's question.
No,
No.
definitely not. I think you want to like definitely like if you're unless you're using it maliciously, like you want to attract people of the
Like a children
LGBT.
with candy situation. You don't want to be attracting
Yeah,
in
like
any LGBTQ people to start giving them like evil candy. I get it. I get it.
yeah, I don't.
I would go as far to say is it's the proper thing to do.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the proper thing to do. Yeah, because I mean, you want people to feel included in your community.
I was really
I
so
mean,
that's
and if you
the one
really
tag
don't,
that I was
then
super
don't put
happy
it on.
about too myself because as I said, like somebody had brought that up and I was like,
Yeah.
I just don't feel great about using a tag that people assume that I'm a member of that group. Not
Hmm.
because I have a problem with being associated with the group, but because I don't want. I was told that if I'm not gay, I shouldn't use it. Basically, by multiple people. I asked
Yeah.
around. I asked all the gay
Hmm.
people I knew.
I think everyone's gonna have a different opinion, to be honest. But so long as you know your intentions are right and your community knows your intentions are right, that's all that matters.
I think my community just assumes all of my intentions are to make mad money and get super big on Twitch. I feel like this is true. Bree would like to know, what is your worst hair experience? Was it a bad wash day or something else?
Worst what experience?
Hair experience.
Like, like,
Like a bad
like my
hair day, I think she's talking about.
okay, my worst hair experience. Um, worst hair experience. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I used to get my hair like straightened slash permed a lot when I was younger, and I really didn't like being under hair dryers because I usually would I suffer from migraines and somehow like that played a factor and I would just get like pale. Like if you ever seen like a pale black person, it's very jarring to see. Um, so like I didn't really like the experience of going to like hair salons and like being under heat for long periods of time. But like I haven't really had like a really bad like hair, like no bad haircuts, no bad uh none of that. Yeah.
Wait, I had it. I had it. Bree would like to know your favorite dessert.
Pumpkin pie, hands down. Love pumpkin season. Not really a fan of pumpkin spice or other pumpkin things, but pumpkin pie is the best pie. And someone can fight me about sweet potato pie, but pumpkin pie wins in my book. Sorry.
What is your tattoo of? Betty would like to know.
I'm assuming she means this one. Would you like to see some chest? It's just a cassette tape that I got in Scotland, in Edinburgh. I got it because we were seeing the Spice Girls, me and my friends. This was in what, 2019, right before COVID. And yeah, it just says like best of the 90s. It's a cassette tape. Um, that's really I love music. I love the 90s, so yeah.
Okay, follow up question. Who's your favorite Spice Girl?
Eh, okay, so Scary Spice. Scary Spice. I'm only hesitant because while I did go to see the Spice Girls, well, okay, my friends went to go see the Spice Girls. I went because it was a joint trip to London and Scotland, and there's a lot of Harry Potter lore there. So I couldn't really care less for the Spice Girls. I mean, they got a few bops, but like I didn't. I went for I abandoned my friends for the entire trip. I went to see all the Harry Potter stuff. They saw all the Spice Girls and like all the other tourist stuff. I was just like Harry Potter, Harry Potter, Harry Potter.
Fair.
Yeah.
What is the best life lesson you have learned by Knock Knock Joke?
By knock knock joke. Okay. That's a hard one. I've learned more life lessons in the past year than I have like probably my entire life, I would say. Um Man, that's a deep one and a hard one. Um, got me stumped. I mean, there's so much I could say. It's just I spent a lot of time thinking I was the problem in certain situations when I really wasn't. It was people, particular people, projecting their internal struggles onto me. And I'm already like a perfectionist, super hard on myself. Um, don't take rejection well. People pleasing to the extremes. Um, and definitely talking about self. There just comes a point where you just realize that you can't please everyone. There are such things as toxic people. Um, and as much, like, I always try to see the great and better of people. But sometimes those people ain't it. Sometimes some of those people just don't deserve you. They don't deserve your attention. You can't change people until they're ready to change themselves. I've learned a lot in the past, like even like the past few months alone. I have cut some pretty toxic people out of my life. I definitely dealt with some things that I was relating to on Twitch and like why I was taking breaks from things. But like now I'm in such a better place. Yeah.
I think that a lot of those could almost be. Oh man, there was one that like was thinking of Twitch immediately when you said it, and no, I can't. But like you said, you learned a lot of these over the last year. Like a lot of these. Oh, you can't please everybody.
You
Yeah,
can't please
that's a big
everybody.
one on Twitch for sure. Like you know what? Like
Mhm.
it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're not going to please everybody, and it's nice to try. So there's a difference between being inclusive in your stream and your community and trying to please everyone. There
Mhm.
is. And
Absolutely.
just an important side note. Also, question from Zell. Have you heard the song by wow, I think it's Saint Estonia called Better Place?
Better place. I don't know. I mean, you could try sing some for me.
Um
I don't not off
ah!
I'm okay, I'm pretty terrible with, like, names and things like that, but, like, if I hear it, I might know it, but, like,
One second,
not
one second, one second.
not
Don't burden me with all of your problems. Don't weigh me down with all of your fears. I'm cutting you out of my life forever. Zell's voice is so great.
sounds familiar, but, not sure if I can recognize it with this rendition.
It's it's actually Saint Estonia is the band from the original lead singer of 3 Days Grace. He made the
Oh,
band
3 Days
separately
Grace.
from
Ah,
yeah. But when you said
maybe,
Better
yeah, I'm
Place,
not
especially with the topic you were talking about, I was just like,
mhm.
oh, you know what? For some reason, this works in angelic. Why? Why do the original members? This is like the most serious question there so far. Why do the original members of the Besaid Aurochs suck so much? Chad would like to know.
I don't think that they sucked. I think their management was skewed. Not skewed, but like if your leader doesn't have faith in you and all your potential, then that will reflect on the team itself. So when your goal is to just have fun, having fun is great, but you don't get Olympic medals and trophies by having fun. You have to be great. You have to put the work in.
Are you talking
So
about
if
Besaid Aurochs now, or are you talking about Twitch?
no, I'm talking about the Besaid Aurochs. I'm very passionate about Final Fantasy X. If anyone doesn't know, we were talking about the Blitzball team from
I have
Final Fantasy X.
another take on this matter. I don't know if you'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Um, so the Besaid Aurochs live on a waterlocked island with no other teams to practice near them. So even if they were just having fun, how would they get better? when
That is
clearly
true.
they're like the only people on this small island playing
Mhm.
against each other. Like, if none of them are good to
That
begin
is
with,
true.
I mean,
I
Titus
didn't. I
came along
didn't.
after.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. Um, but still, I feel like they probably could have been challenging themselves a little bit more. I don't know.
All right, so no more audience questions. You guys are fired. Um,
Oh boy.
what is the biggest Twitch controversy that has impacted your stream and or gotten your trouble? Gotten your attention.
Gotten, okay.
Gotten your
Oh,
trouble.
I was like,
What's the
what?
biggest
What do you think
controversy
I'm
that's gotten you in
doing?
trouble? That you brought that fire on. You know what I'm saying?
Biggest Twitch controversy. Mm, I mean, obviously the latest one is like the hot tub streamers. But I feel like that hasn't even gotten my attention too much. Like I see it, I don't engage with it. Like it's just there. Um, and even if I was engaging with it, like who cares? Um, I don't know. I think not a controversy for me, but a lot of people don't really understand copyright, the law, and like the DMCA and why it's important. And like, there's just there are so many layers to music licensing. I used to work in music licensing. Um, I obviously have studied music for a very long time. I know a lot of the ins and outs. I understand how it's you don't want to get into music licensing. Licensing is a headache, even if you love the topic. It is so complicated, and I get sometimes annoyed when people it's not a black and white situation. It's definitely a very gray topic. Um, and like I can see why people have such like get so irritated with, strikes and things like that, but I am definitely more on the side of, well, you need to be compensating composers and artists because yeah, sure, like I think maybe was it in this stream, maybe it was someone else who was speaking about Ariana Grande. Like we don't need to give Ariana Grande any more money. No, we don't need to give Ariana Grande any more money, but we need to give the writers who wrote that song with and for Ariana Grande that money, in my opinion. And we shouldn't be
Seems like
like
a
if you
music
want to
person answer to me. Go ahead. Just fucking with you. Continue.
No. But I mean, obviously, and that's a very big scale artist. But when you think about like the smaller artists that you love that probably aren't making as much money as you think. Um, I think it's a topic that a lot of people don't really know too much information about. If you really understood how performance right organizations worked and neighboring rights worked. It is so complicated to get into, and there are so many great uh, alternatives to using these ASCAP, BMI, CSAC licenses. When there are so many great indie artists that would love to have their music showcased, there are great sites like Epidemic Sound and uh, so many. Stream Beats is even free. There are just so many things that you could be doing. I'm going on a tangent here.
No, you're good.
But
I will
I
say,
just
as
I
far as
just
as far as the DMCA thing goes, I like signed an affiliate contract when
Mhm.
it says don't steal copyrighted stuff. I will be the person to say that I think that um some things, like if it's like a 10 or 20-second clip or whatever of something, depending on the situation, it's obviously being used for, because on Twitch there's no like transformative purposes idea. So like if anything is played like sound, it just gets cut out or whatever. I'll say that, but like you did agree when you signed your contract to not play
right,
copyrighted music. You
right,
did.
exactly.
Like there's nobody on Twitch who's a streamer who can actually make money as a streamer
Hmm.
that did not agree to that. So
Yeah. Um. And yeah, sort of like what Spacely is saying, it's not like the artists don't want you to use their music. I'm sure they'd be fine with it. And it's not even the labels that are stopping it. It is the performance rights organizations that are really the barrier between us consuming and like getting all that music like into our streams and things like that, because it's a headache. It's the royalty payout is such a headache, especially if there's multiple like songwriters and things like that. It's a lot. It's a big topic that I feel like people just like, it's very black and white and it should be or shouldn't be this. And I probably feel the most for the DJs on Twitch. Um, like obviously I wish things were more simpler for us as well, but DJs on Twitch, like they have to take down all of their VODs. Like they can't keep any clips up. They can't like none of it can live on the internet because like the traditional music business doesn't want to help these people.
I mean, the other thing I will say, mention the hot tub stream thing again. When I search for a video game, I don't want it to say, "Did you mean you wanted to watch a hot tub stream?" or an auditory ASMR stream. I was looking for, what was it, Bayonetta. I want to see the category. It's like, "Did you want to watch Amaranth?" I'm like, that's not what I said at all. I'm like, you could like give me a game that's similar to Bayonetta or something. No, Bayonetta doesn't even come up, like, because I think I just search for things wrong. I think if it comes up in the search bar, it'll come up, and then you're supposed to click on it. I ain't got no time for that. He just types the word and hits enter, and then they're like, "Are you sure you don't want to watch Indie Fox?" And I'm like,
Yeah,
that's exactly what I said. And then it's like, Slime Rancher, would you like to watch Amaranth?
yeah, I mean, and like that's when I'm like, okay, like you know what you're doing, Twitch, so like maybe make like a premium site type of thing for this type of content. Because let's be real, at the end of the day, like they have all these views and they're bringing a lot of revenue for Twitch.
Yeah.
All those
I
subscriptions.
mean, yeah, that's definitely the reason why it's still like no questions asked. They're like, okay, well, I mean, but all these subs that they're getting, we get paid for, so
yeah. So like it's a they're
we'll wash
winning.
my hands in that hot tub. That's what they're saying. What is your opinion on I mean, no, that was just actually a random thing that happened to me, by the way, because like I looked for a couple of games recently, and then I know what it is. It's because they're like, oh, well, these are the biggest partner streamers, right? That's what they're doing. It's not like those were just two examples of people that came up, and it's just really weird when it's just like, I'm searching for a video game, and they're like, are you? You know what I really want? You know what I really want to do? I want to watch Smash Bros. Ultimate. You're not interested in this ear licking?
Oh boy.
What is your opinion of ads on Twitch?
I don't have an issue with ads on Twitch. I can see how they would be very annoying as a viewer. So I'm the type of person who has YouTube Premium and who has had YouTube Premium for years because I don't enjoy ads. Obviously, I don't think anyone really enjoys ads.
That's the reason why I pay for the most. I pay for the most expensive package of Hulu. Because there's like two levels, and the one is with ads, the one's without. I went like a day. I got ads for a day, and I was like, nope. I actually have Twitch Turbo for that reason too. I don't get any ads no matter what channel I have.
Yeah, so. I was gonna say there's Twitch Turbo as well. Which like I totally get. Like I think that's a valuable like subscription in addition. But like I understand like why ads are a thing. And I think stream like you can I really do have every service. If there's a service to be had, I have it. But yeah, like you can try and like delegate your ads as best you can. You can't get it perfect. Like I think you had that situation the other day when someone new had come in and then you just started running ads to like prevent that from happening. And
oh, I think that was Kriegu. I think Kriegu came in and he he was like, "Why am I watching ads?" And I'm like, "It's the start of the stream. I run them every time, and I'm sorry you came in too quickly for me." And he also got gifted a sub, and then came in today on a different account name than the one that was gifted the sub, because he has multiple. And I'm like, "Well, now this is your fault because you have a sub to the channel and you signed in to Krigu 2.0 instead of Krigu." But yeah, I mean, that's always for me. So I don't mind the ads, and actually, like, I wish people weren't so against them. I think it's kind of silly because when you're looking for a new creator, so I have, as I said, I have Twitch Turbo. You know why? Because I want to come into a stream and know what's going on. Like, if I can't afford a sub, I want to be able to chat immediately. Like, not that because I always had the situation where I'd be like, "Hey, what's going on?" and then boom, ad, because it doesn't hit instantly.
Yeah.
It takes a couple seconds. But it's like if you're looking for a new streamer, you know that you're gonna get an ad, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then
And
the fact
like,
that so many
annoying.
people, like the fact that the bounce rate on ads in that situation is so high, because it's actually like ridiculously high. And I know it's like a Twitch culture thing, a Twitch-ism, if you will, where it's like people just expect no ads. It's just like, listen, if you, and it doesn't matter how big the creator is, but like if you can't sit through a 30-second pre-roll ad, or even like a 90-second, like I'm taking a piss anyway ad, like,
yeah,
how many
and
ads did you watch today that this is not okay when it's on Twitch?
right, exactly. And I think a lot of that is because that's social media right there playing into our little, really tiny attention spans. We used to be able to sit through commercials and things like that on TV. Now it's like we get content that is a minute, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 10 seconds. Vine was 7 seconds. So, we're dealing with smaller and smaller and smaller attention spans, which is why people just won't commit to just watching a 30-second ad or whatever it is. Um, I can go on a lot of tangents about social media and things. I'm very
I have
passionate
my
about like
opinions on social media that include just not doing it. Twitch is actually, so Twitch and Discord. Oh, I have a Twitter, but like I started using it a little bit more, and then I was just like, you know what? I really fucking hate Twitter. And you know what bothered me about it was that I could go on there with like some fake positive bullshit that I'm not feeling, and like people would respond to that and be like, okay, cool. But God forbid you like said something that wasn't like fucking flowers, lollipops, and dandelions, and like God forbid you were just like, man, I just don't understand. Like literally anything that's not positive, and it like not only is nobody not gonna interact with that, but it's like if somebody does, they're just like they'll just bullshit you anyway. Don't bullshit a bullshitter. Like somebody, like I said something about like I just something. I don't know. I was pissed off about something, and I was like, oh, I'll put it on Twitter because maybe other people would agree. And the response I got was like, dude, you get like mad stuff used and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, like I'm well aware.
I
Like
mean,
I have a channel analytics.
I have channel analytics. That's a great response. Yeah, I mean, Twitter is definitely it can get toxic pretty quickly, but I think it's definitely like a platform where I think you can openly express your opinion, but like usually if you don't have a following, it's pretty hard to do that without getting some backlash.
I mean, you can either be big or you can have a positive opinion about everything. I've never seen. I will say this, and I can say this for real. Like, I've never seen like a single like, and I don't mean like toxic, just like negative, as in like this is a dissenting opinion, not like a positive statement. I've never seen any negative statement like this sucks or that sucks or anything that's been like, boom. But I've also seen things like, I don't know. It's probably
You haven't been on Twitter long enough.
I just don't like Twitter. Like Discord, mostly fine. I don't like that everybody needs their own Discord. I mean, it's funny because I have my own, clearly, and I'll be sitting in my own Discord being like, fuck, I hate Discord. And it's not that I hate Discord. It's that I hate, like, the fact that I have 20, and that I can't join anymore, and that it becomes uncontrollable really quickly, and then I'm like, other dumb questions and stuff, and I can't, like, I can't actively communicate with 100 people from 20 different communities.
No, I know.
Right?
I 100% agree. Like some Discords I am in just to like support someone I really like, but like maybe won't interact with. And I really don't like people that like put pressure on like, why aren't you active in my Discord, or things like that. But then I also do see the flip side, like why would you come into the Discord and never say anything at the same time? It's just like,
I
but like Discord, it's just it's I try not to just work myself up about it because Discord is just so.
I mean, it'd be easy. It'd be too easy to work yourself up about it. Like, um, my favorite are the people who are in the Discord who would join, and then you'll never see. Like, if somebody, like, my opinion on it, by the way, and I'm probably wrong because I'm always wrong. That like if somebody is on your Discord, like chat on the Discord, right? So people there would recognize them, or if they come to your streams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they like chat in your stream and stuff. Then like if they like post like a going live or whatever, and that's all they
Mm-hmm.
do, it's like okay, well, I mean, people know who you are. But if somebody who is never on your streams, and I mean, and it's funny too because also the reality of the situation is nobody's probably going to be clicking on this.
Right,
But
exactly.
like,
Like you never visit, you never say anything to us, so why are we gonna come?
oh, I know who random X user 35 is who's posting only going lives and has never
Yeah,
said anything else in the Discord other than oh going live.
yeah.
But like I don't know. It's
Also,
the
I
whole
I
like
think
I've had mad people too who come in and they'll like hang out and they'll chill on the Discord. And this isn't just mine either. It's like it happens in other ones too. And then they'll make their own. And then like
hmm,
they'll take that and then they'll have like 20 people or whatever and then they will only live in their own server and never communicate with anybody else. And then they'll be like,
hmm,
I don't know why my server's dead. It's just like, well, I mean, did you have to
yeah.
make one yet? I made one way too
Mhm.
early. Okay. As I said, like I'll sit in my Discord being like, I hate Discord. Bad.
I think a lot of people also don't really take like I think a pro tip don't set your server notification default to for everyone to get pinged for all messages. I have only for everyone in my server, like if you're on Discord, you won't hear like the beep. You won't get it on your phone. Well, you shouldn't get it on your phone, I should say. But if you get like an at everyone or like an at specifically at you, then you'll get the notification and beep. So like, and I find like my favorite Discords to be a part of are the ones that like don't like go off every like second with notifications, because then that's usually when I start to mute them and like it gets too much.
I just
So
assume that everybody's just gonna be at the Discord anyway and it doesn't matter what I do.
yeah.
for
Yeah,
for
I
whatever
mean, because
reason.
you still see like that little white dot, like if there's new like
Yeah.
talking, which I just prefer. It's like a silent notification, um, rather than because yeah, even if someone doesn't have that like as their default, I'll go through every single Discord and make it so like it's that for
I
me
have
because otherwise,
so I picked
yeah.
that level myself depending on the Discord. I mean, also it
Mhm.
throws me off when it's not automatically notifying everything. Maybe I should change that on
Mhm.
mine. We'll see. It might be a good idea. Maybe I'll try it.
Yeah, I mean, because then there are it kind of allows the person if like if someone is really like they don't want to miss anything in this particular channel, they can put the notifications on themselves, which I have done with some of my favorite Discord peoples. Like I put all the notifications on so I don't miss anything. Um, but yeah, I think depends on how active your Discord is as well. Like if it's very active, it can become pretty much a nuisance.
I think there's a difference for me with activity too. Like if I see two people going back and forth and arguing, I'm like, but if because I have it pinging all the time because I just keep it on my
Mm,
phone. But like if I see people like having a conversation, I'm just like, oh well. I mean, if it's like a general conversation and you're in the middle of like a general chat having a general conversation, I think there was one going on the other day. I forgot what it was about, and then somebody who was in the conversation was just like, oh my bad, I'm done. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like you're in general
mm,
chat, you're chatting with more than one person, But when
yeah,
people are like arguing or something,
yeah,
it's just like, yeah, you could take that shit to DMs.
yeah. Yeah, I think like yeah, I definitely agree. There's definitely some things I want to like implement in my Discord, but I feel like the things that I want to implement in my Discord are gonna require me to pay people.
I have been
I'm
very
big.
bad at anything for my stream that isn't actually streaming. And then I
Mm,
keep being like, I'm gonna do this, and then I'll like
yeah.
have a bad day and be like, I don't feel like updating anything today.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's not the right approach, but it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's not the right approach to be like, listen, I'm supposed to do stuff on Friday, but I'm not in a good mood, so I'm just gonna play Cave Story for 2 hours instead. But you know what? One of those two things is what I did.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also like just going back to the Discord thing, like if a Discord isn't bringing you joy and you like it's fine to leave. Like it doesn't mean you have to like stop watching the person and stop interacting with them. Like just leave. Just leave the Discord. It's
I've left
fine.
many a Discord that I still frequent. Because as I said, like, so here's me. This is my test, my litmus test, if you will. So if I find myself, because I'm gonna do it, because I know myself. So like I will post going lives in different Discords. Shocker.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody here knew that. If I find myself that is my only interaction in the Discord, or with the streamer in general, other than like sometimes I'll lurk. Like if my main interaction with a streamer is I'm posting a going live in your Discord, it's like that's where like that's my that's how I censor myself from doing that.
Yeah.
From doing the things that I don't like when other people do. I just take myself out of the situation. I'm like, listen, I'm leaving the Discord. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize for what I have done.
Yeah. I mean it is. I feel like people take Discord way too seriously. Like someone didn't respond to my message. Yeah, it's Discord. Like it's not a DM. Like fine. Like I don't, what do you expect? Like you're just talking to the abyss kind of on Discord.
Very true. It's
And
playing a
sometimes
game
I
on
don't even reply in my Discord. Like people are talking and I'm like, ugh, like I'll get to it another time.
Has playing a game on Twitch ever turned you off of the game?
Yes.
Why?
Because it was just a hard game to stream, not because like the game sucked. I think that game, the most recent game is Immortals: Phoenix Rising.
Oh god,
Amazing.
yeah.
It's such a I haven't finished it yet.
Breath of the Wild 2.0 without the Breath of the Wild parts.
Yeah, first of all, like definitely like a copycat of Breath of the Wild. Like come on. Like what do you just took everything from Breath of the Wild.
No, there's Phoenix, there's not Link. Okay?
Yeah. But it's just like such a hard game to I'm a very interactive chatter. Like if there's people there, I'm like the game is kind of second and the people come first. Even though I love the game. So if there's a lot going on in the game, it's very difficult to stream. And then like you can confuse it with like, well, I hate this game. Like I don't really like this game. But that may not be the case. Just may not be a good game to stream for you. And that's probably another reason why I like streaming a lot of retro games, because I find it a little bit easier to interact with people. Because a lot of these modern games have a lot going on that you have to like kind of focus on, like I don't know, Demon Souls, things like that.
I think you should just play and during a boss fight, try to chat with people. That's how you should do it. Everybody should do this. When you're playing the Pantheon 5 of Hollow Knight, you should definitely int at the top to chat with people. That's the way to do it. I'm not projecting here. I'm just saying that's what people should do. I do think that it happened with Slime Rancher, where I played the first day. It was awesome. There was tons of stuff to do. Played the second day. I did a lot of like nitpicky bullshit, but at the same time, I still progressed in the game. I played the third day, got what I wanted done, and then I just hit this wall where I was just like, oh man, like this is just a grind. Like I'm either gonna be looking around for shit. The one thing that bugged me is like finding shit that you already walked past because you couldn't unlock it. They were like treasure pods, and I'm like, I should be able to have got either marked these on my map or somehow open these throughout the course of the game without waiting to the end of the game. But it's like sometimes it's like you're playing a game, it's going fine, and then you hit a really grindy part, and you're just like, oh, so I've played 90% of the content in 3 days, and now the rest of the quote unquote content is just me sitting here trying to. I talked about this earlier, just trying to be entertaining well, with nothing going on in the game for anybody to interact with, or it's like, oh cool, I see you sucking up all that stuff and then blowing it into your silo to store more of it. Fun.
Yeah, and I think, and And I think people can also like I mean, I think people are pretty impressionable, and people, for the most part, can read a person's mood. Like you can tell when like the streamer isn't enjoying something, um, anymore. Like maybe they were enjoying it at first. Like when I first started watching a lot of streams, there was a lot of Animal Crossing streams. Obviously, that had like a really big everything with Animal Crossing. Everyone wanted to watch Animal Crossing content, but you come to a wall with Animal Crossing, and like making new content with Animal Crossing can become pretty difficult. But then you would see people just because that's what they started with, and that's what the new thing was to do. They would do it, and they would hit that wall, and then it starts to reflect in the streamer. Like, oh, this is feeling kind of grindy. I'm not really enjoying this. I'm just like trying to please people, and like I don't want to give up on the game, and like there's so many thoughts that go through your head. So like when I'm just not feeling it, like I wasn't feeling Mario 64 the other day, I was like, y'all mind if we just play some Mario Kart? Because I'm not really feeling this right now. And I think it's a difference between like not being happy with streaming it and then like rage quitting. I try not to rage quit.
Like Zelda 2.
Yeah. But like I think that was very warranted. Like it was a painful time.
Listen, I tried. Let the record reflect that Zellshot tried to play this game. Let the record reflect also that game is hot garbage.
Yeah, you gave it a fair shot. That's all you could do.
Yeah, I definitely. So there's a lot of things that go into it too. Like you could just hit like a couple of shitty days in a row. Some games aren't very long, so if like you're playing a game and you have a good day and you have 2 bad days, and chat's slow, and it's like could even not be the game, and you're just like, man, is nobody feeling this game? I could stream it one more day, or I could play one of the other 100 fucking games I have to play.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I don't know, there's definitely some grinds I think you could get over with the right circumstances. Other grinds I think are just going to be like, if you want to sit there and do it, go ahead. Nobody's going to hang out for you to depressingly do this.
Yeah. And like you can do stuff off stream as well. Like I think people forget that. Like you can just get the stuff off stream, do the rest, the main stuff online.
I mean, some people don't have the time for that.
Right.
I will say that until recently I would have never been able to do that. This being said, I just looked at it like, so if the rest of the game is a grind and there's no like, there's not gonna not be a grind anymore. Like Animal Crossing seems like that would be the situation, right? Where like you do everything you have to do, and then anything else you want to do, like whether you want to get like the next item or whatever house or I don't know how the game works if you couldn't tell. It's gonna be a grind, and then you know what? The next item you get after that is gonna be a grind. Once you reach that point, it's just like, just wash your hands of it. Be like, hey, we're playing Stardew Valley.
Yeah. Then you just find a new game that's similar to grind.
You could go back and give yourself one piece of information. What's about one piece of information? If you could give yourself one piece of information and you went back 1 year into the past, what would it be? Can't be the lottery numbers. Anyway, if you could give yourself one piece of advice when you started streaming, what would it be?
I always love these questions because it's like younger me wasn't gonna listen. Like she wasn't gonna listen to what I had to say.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
I think younger me would trust myself because I'm clearly fucking awesome. So there's also that.
I think it probably has less to do with Twitch and streaming itself than like the people that you meet on Twitch and online in general. I'm a very trusting person. I always see the best in people. I want everyone to be friends and love each other, and while all that is good, it can be harmful if you're not careful and get you into some pretty not great situations. So it's like interesting advice, I guess I would give myself, is just to like be careful of who you surround yourself with. Because you don't really, I think you don't really think about who you're surrounding yourself with when you are online, like because they're not around you, you're not hanging out with them, um, but you're probably talking to them and interacting with them more than you do with people in your current life, especially with COVID and all that has happened. Like we weren't really interacting with like our friends and families and things like that. So I was just like, just be careful of who you surround yourself with because that energy can really transfer to you. And you can like start to doubt yourself about certain things. Clearly, I'm talking very specific situations here.
I mean,
But
that's kind
like,
of
I
like
think like,
where a lot of the advice comes from, those the specific situations.
yeah, but like it's applicable and like I probably would have gotten myself into similar situations if I like didn't learn from those particular lessons. Um, and now like not just on Twitch, but like I'll just be more cognizant of like the people that I'm meeting and what I'm letting them know about myself. Like I think a good term is like I'm an open book, but I'm an open book with boundaries. Like I'll help you with all you need to be helped with. I'm very open about my story. I want people to not feel shame in whatever they're feeling, but like there has to be boundaries with that. Healthy boundaries are really important.
I think a
Yeah.
good kind of like add on to that is like kind of going with the Discord discussion earlier. Is it's sometimes it's okay to just decide that the stream or the streamer or the community just isn't your vibe.
Hmm.
Like maybe I mean, people change, people streams change,
Hmm.
vibe on stream change. I'm sure my vibe is very awful anymore these days. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to have a
Yeah.
vibe, but it's okay to just be to for whatever reason to
Hmm.
just be like, you know what, I don't want to be here anymore. Because I think many people will sit on it and they'll stay and
Hmm.
they'll be like, just stay frustrated and stay mad. Like I think even like you can be mad for a legitimate petty reason, right?
Yeah.
If it's gonna negatively affect you and negatively affect your interactions with the other person, it's okay to just not be there.
Yeah, I think it's important to know when to step away from something, especially if it feels forced and it's like it's contributing negatively to your life. Because at the end of the day, like Twitch is not about like any like we're trying to escape our like lives and build communities and new good vibes and things like that.
Maybe you.
So
I'm just trying to get that bread. Like, duh. Clearly, I'm rolling in the money.
uh, but yeah, I think it's important to know when to like step away from something or like not like welcome something that you maybe didn't like before or a person you particular didn't vibe with. Vibes change, people change, your mood changes, like you consume different content based
Oh
on your
yeah, for
mood.
sure.
Um like I'm pretty sure like I mean I've been following you a while, but like I'm pretty sure like you weren't like my favorite vibe at the beginning. Like it's a lot of energy at first, or it was a lot of energy. I don't feel the same way that I did
Oh, the
before.
the energy is toned down because often when I'm streaming in the afternoon, my child is now sleeping, and
Right.
if you yell, you wake him up.
Gotcha. But yeah, just like I typically go towards more like chill people, or things like
Doesn't
that.
seem
Like
like your vibe at all. Chill,
no, no.
quiet, chill. No, that's not you. That's somebody else.
uh, yeah, so that's usually like what I gravitate towards, and like I try not to force anything. Um, and usually if I'm hanging out with someone like you, for example, like I've hung out a lot with you on your streams lately. It's not because of what you're playing, because honestly, I care less about Doom. I cannot stand shooters for the most part, but I'm there for you, and I'm there for the community that you provide. Um, so I think like if I'm in your streams regularly, like anyone, it's usually because of the person
Yeah.
that they are. Um, yeah.
I have so I will say like I'm like the long haul in my opinion. I guess I could be wrong. I'll be there for the long haul until it's just like becomes negative for me. You know what I mean? Like I'll be there. I'll be trying to support somebody if I see them come in when they can or say hi or something. If somebody's just never there, once again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, well, I'm taking this a little bit more seriously than some people. And if you're just never gonna come in, even say hi or do nothing, it's like, okay, good. So I'm gonna go find somebody else. They might say hi every once in a while, but I've found
Yeah.
myself wanting to be like, and it might also be because I think that a lot of my freer time is in the morning. Obviously, I can't hang out and stream and chat as much at night.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the people that are streaming in the morning are like Australian and
Mm-hmm.
Japan and a lot of
Right.
like some like European people that like they're not going to be there when I stream in the afternoon. But
Right.
I find myself wanting to be if I find a new person, I want them to be entertaining.
Of course. Yeah. For
Like, I
sure.
want to
I
feel like the spark or whatever. I want to feel like at some point that I'm being entertained, not just like which I never used to do. I would literally sit there like whatever stream, I don't care. But it's like newer people who I don't know and I don't care about. It's just like, well, show me something.
Right. Yeah. I think like if you're looking for like if like I love watching people play Link's Awakening, for example. So I want to be like entertained. I want to see you having fun playing Link's Awakening. I want to see the pain of you playing Link's Awakening. Um, so yeah, but like if there's
Fun
someone
turned
that
into sadistic real quick there, by the way. Continue.
um, but yeah, like if there's someone I already like love and vibe with, and I love their community, they don't have to be entertaining me all the time. Like I'll still be there. Um, I mean, if maybe they stop being entertaining all the time, I might be like, hey, like, bye. but
Bye.
but like, yeah, I mean, everyone you can't be entertaining like 24/7. It's impossible unless you're a robot. But robots aren't
I think you can try
entertaining.
your best to do your best, But I think that no matter what you do, there's going to be those times, like, whether it's the
Hmm.
game, whether it's your life, whether it's whatever, there's going to be those times, like, not every moment's going to be equal. Like, I have some moments that are probably funny. I know, I'm sure people followed me because of, funny things. And you know what, like, that's the weird thing is, like, I'm not a stand up fucking comedian.
Yeah,
so
true.
so I'm not gonna be funny all the time. And neither are stand up comedians though either.
Hmm.
All right,
It's
Seth.
true. I think
Uh,
Caspiana had it. Okay,
oh
yes,
yeah,
Cas.
sorry, yeah. She's asking questions after the questions are over. But just for you guys, that's why I forgot about it by the way. Any
It's okay.
particular incident or moment during your stream that made an impact on you, Seth?
I don't even know why I like pointed out that Caspiana had a question because I didn't even have an answer. I was just like, "Oh, that's a hard question." um, a moment during stream that made an impact on me. Um, I would say it's like little small moments that have had an impact on me. Um, because I think some of us, not all of us, but some of us stream to like get away from our like heads, things like that. Not really me. Like I mean, it helps me, but like I just really enjoy content creation and playing games and music and things like that. So I'd be doing it anyway. Um, but like when people tell me like, oh, like this is a like I just feel so much better when I come here, or like my day is made, or like you got me through a tough time, like things like that. Like it's like, huh? Like what do you mean? Like I'm just here talking nonsense, falling over cliffs, killing Link a million times and not progressing in the story. But like but I have those people as well. Like I'll turn on a stream and like I feel better. There are people to talk to. I'm away from my world. So I think like those have like made the biggest impact on me. Or like I won't name any names, but like a new streamer was like, hey, like he kind of helped me get that final push to just do it. Because you were so welcoming and inviting. And like I'm just like, what? Like me? like I half don't believe them, to be honest. But I think those are like, okay, well, I'm doing something good, and I'm affecting at least one person. So yeah.
I, I think that's a very good answer. I think it's nice to. I think it's nice to when people mean it when they come in and they're just like, hey, like thank you, like for whatever reason, you know. I wish that would happen more often to me, but sadly, I don't make anybody's day because I just um. So,
Uh,
Zeph, tell your
yeah.
stream to us. Why should we come to a Paramixzeph stream? Is it because you're gonna be yelling and hooting and hollering like me?
Yeah. Definitely won't be hooting and hollering unless maybe we're playing some Fall Guys. You may have to look out for my Elgato equipment because I am known to get a little ragey and sweaty during Fall Guys. I think you're gonna come for some chill vibes. Um, I've been told that my voice is very calming, which I guess helps people's day get a little bit better. I don't know. I mean, I don't hear it, but sure. Uh, yeah, you're gonna get some chill vibes. You're gonna hopefully feel safe to talk about whatever it is you need to talk about. Um, I think you'll definitely get some laughs because the devs themselves couldn't predict me dying the way that I seem to die in these video games. I come up with the most creative ways to kill myself and fail. It really is a skill. So I think you're just gonna come for a good time. It won't be too sweaty. We're not too over the top. You may get some singing. And yeah, we're here to have a good time.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Listen, if you want the opposite of what I'm giving you, go hang out with Zeph. I mean, other than the good time thing, because I think we're all trying to have a good time here. But if you want chillax, no over the top, no screaming and yelling, just chill vibes, go hang out with Zeph, guys.
Yeah.
Every time, so there's definitely people who are like, you're one of the people who, as far as like how you stream and stuff, is probably like very opposite of mine. I'm very, and it's not like this is. I didn't like to say I was gonna stream, and I decided that I was just gonna be like super loud. I guess I am. Yeah, I'm a loud person, by the way, in case nobody knew. But like I do get excited when I accomplish something wonderful in video games, and I do get angry at video games and say things like, you know,
Mhm.
okay, game, fuck you, game.
Yep. You need merch with that. You need I am telling you right now. I would buy it. I would buy it.
One day we will look at it one day.
Mhm.
Um, but it is time, Zeph. Do you
Oh
have
no.
any other comments you would? Oh, jeez. I don't know if that was like a no or like it was a I don't want the talk to end or what was going on with that because that was like
Uh
I don't know.
it was more like Zell has these expectations of what Streamers Unmasked is, and I'm probably not gonna meet any of them because I feel like I've already thrown some deep, provoking thoughts throughout the stream. And what else could I say? That's what that oh no was.
I mean, it happens sometimes. You do not have to do an unmasking portion. We spoke about this. Cell has that. Cell expects so much. He is like a slave driver, like this motherfucking guy. You're not the first person, by the way, who have been like, but I've been real.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I could try. I could give it a try. If you hate it, you hate it. I mean, not to bring me back on for your next round of people to interview. I mean, that's
Oh
just the
man.
way
Oh, you're giving me
we'll
so many good
do it.
ideas. Zeph, by the way, before I do this, Zeph has already given like two really great ideas. First off, one was like if I took the summer off because I haven't scheduled any more podcasts, by the way, because I'm going to be canceling some Friday streams. I mentioned this. But to like make a season 1 and 2, and I thought that was great. And this next one is to re-invite guests in, like, and then you can have like a now and later. Like, can you imagine a year down the road
Yeah.
if like not Zeph, because she's not coming back. But
I'm not going back.
could you imagine like a year down the road being like Streamers Unmasked 1 year later? Not with everybody, mind you, just the good ones. So like, not Zeph. She's been mean to me this whole time. She's talking about how I look like a lot. She's been like, if you look like a scrub, sell. And I was just like,
I don't want
okay. Anyway, I'm fucking her. Anyway, that's actually a great idea, by the way. Feeling that. We might redo some guests later. I like this. Especially since some of the people haven't even been streaming for a year. And yeah, see, brilliant. That's why you should go to a Zeph stream, because she comes up with brilliant ideas.
Big brain, just not in Zelda.
All right, Zeph. You let me know when, if, and or you do have anything to say.
Well, we can try it. Let's do it. Let's go. I am Zeph. Welcome to my very purple room, apparently. The chaos behind me is like the chaos in my mind, but I try to... This could go one of two ways. We could like cry. We could have like a crying moment. I'm very emotional. Or we could just like not cry. I just really want to make the world a better place. Wow, feels. I don't know why I'm crying. I don't know. I mean, we just finished like my period like the other day, so like that is fine. That's why. Yeah, I mean, I wish the world were more compassionate and empathetic. I don't know, I'm crying. But like, I don't know, I just hope that whatever I'm doing is something positive, and I'm not. I just hope I'm bringing positive vibes. And yeah, that's me.
Oh, Zeph. I wasn't trying to make you cry, I promise. I was only joking about those things. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. You heard it here first.
It was inevitable.
Zeph wants to bring the positive vibes and make the world, even if just on Twitch and just in her space, a better place for everybody. And that is something that she definitely emulates in her stream.